close your eyes. Breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, let go. Let go of the thoughts that spin in circles. Let go of the plans you've tried to control. Let go of the need to know how. Right now, in this sacred breath, you are exactly where you are meant to be. Nothing is missing, nothing is wrong, nothing is late. The universe is supporting you. It has always been supporting you. It moves in rhythm with your heartbeat. It flows through your breath, and it guides every step you take. I am safe in the flow of life. I am guided by divine intelligence. The universe is working in my favor. Now, take another breath. Let it be slow, effortless, natural. Feel the air enter your lungs. This is proof that you are supported. Even without thinking, the universe breathes through you. Even when you forget to trust, it remembers to love you. You do not need to force life to happen. You only need to allow. Everything that is unfolding has purpose. Every pause is preparation. Every delay is divine timing. I trust the divine flow of my life. I am where I need to be. The universe rearranges itself for my good. Imagine now that above you, a soft golden light begins to glow. It shines with warmth, with peace, with perfect knowing. This light represents the energy of the universe, infinite, intelligent, unhurried. It flows down gently, entering through the top of your head, and as it travels down your body, you feel lighter, calmer, clearer. This light carries wisdom that your mind cannot yet understand. It reminds you that you are never walking alone. For every question you've asked, the answer is already on its way. For every dream you've imagined, the path has already been set. The universe is guiding me even when I cannot see it. Every path before me is blessed. I move in harmony with divine timing. Now bring your attention to your heart. Place your hand there and feel it beating steady, faithful, eternal. Your heart is the bridge between your human self and the universe. When your mind doubts, your heart still believes. When your thoughts wander, your heart still knows. Whisper softly to yourself, I am connected. I am supported. I am one with the universe that created me. If worry tries to rise, let it dissolve like mist under the morning sun. You do not have to figure out the next step. You only need to trust that the step will appear when it's time. The same force that turns the earth and moves the stars is the same force arranging your destiny. You are never forgotten. You are never behind. You are never separate from divine support. I release control and allow life to flow. I trust the unseen plan that is unfolding perfectly. I am guided by love in every moment. Now imagine standing in a quiet field under a vast night sky. Above you, stars sparkle like promises, each one a reminder of your guidance. You feel peace rising inside you, a peace that doesn't need proof, a peace that simply knows. You are connected to everything. The universe is not something outside of you, it lives within you. The same intelligence that painted the stars is the same intelligence within your breath, within your heartbeat, within your soul. The universe lives within me. I am in tune with divine wisdom. I am aligned with infinite peace. Stay in this stillness for a few breaths. Feel the quiet. Feel the love that surrounds you. Feel the universe saying to you now, you are safe, you are seen, you are supported. Let that truth settle deep into your being. Let it fill every space that once held doubt. Let it soften every thought that once held fear. You are not walking through life. Life is walking through you. You are not trying to make things happen. Things are happening through you, perfectly, in time, in flow, in grace. I am one with the divine rhythm of life. Everything I need flows to me with ease. The universe supports me now and always. Stay here for a moment longer, breathing slowly, allowing the stillness to expand inside you. The energy around you hums softly, the vibration of trust, the frequency of peace. You are not waiting for miracles. You are living inside one. I am the miracle. I am the peace. I am supported by all that is. And so it is. It is done. It is manifest under grace and in perfect ways. Take another slow, gentle breath. Let it move through you like light. You don't have to rush. You don't have to know. Just breathe. And remember, everything in your life is rearranging itself for your good. Even when you cannot see it, even when things seem out of order, the universe is silently adjusting, organizing, aligning, bringing people, places, and moments into harmony for you. Everything is working out perfectly for my highest good. The universe rearranges itself in divine order for me. I trust the process, even when I cannot see the path. Think of all the times in your life when something didn't go as planned, and later, you realized why. A delay led to protection. A closed door led to a better opportunity. A loss made space for something sacred to arrive. This is divine choreography. The universe is your silent partner. It moves pieces while you rest. It aligns answers while you sleep. It shifts paths while you pray. The universe is always guiding me toward blessings. Every detour is divine direction. Nothing is lost, only rearranged for something greater. Now, picture your life as a grand mosaic. Each event, each person, each emotion, a single tile in a masterpiece of meaning. Sometimes, when you look too closely, all you see is chaos. But when you step back and trust, you see that every piece was placed with precision. The universe knows the whole picture. You are only asked to trust your part in it. I release my need to control and trust the higher plan. Every event in my life has purpose. I am part of a divine design unfolding perfectly. Now breathe into that truth. Feel the air move in and out of your body. That is the rhythm of creation itself. Inhale faith, exhale doubt. Inhale flow, exhale fear. Every breath you take sends a message to the universe. I am ready. I am willing. I am aligned. And when you are aligned, the universe moves faster. It opens paths that were once invisible. It turns obstacles into stepping stones. It transforms confusion into clarity. What I seek is seeking me. What belongs to me cannot miss me. All things are working together for my divine fulfillment. You don't have to push for results. You don't have to chase your destiny. You only need to allow. For allowing is faith in motion. Imagine a great ocean before you. You cannot control the waves, but you can learn to float. The moment you surrender, the current carries you to exactly where you need to be. The same current of divine energy flows through your life. It knows the direction. It knows the way. It knows your heart's truest desires. I float in the current of divine flow. The universe carries me gently to my destiny. My life unfolds in perfect divine timing. Now visualize your path ahead glowing with soft golden light. Every twist and turn is illuminated. Every unanswered prayer is already being answered, just in a higher form than you imagined. The universe is never late, never wrong, never uncertain. It's only waiting for your energy to match your desire. When you stop resisting, you allow everything to arrive. I am open to receive in perfect ways. I am ready for divine surprises. I am aligned with the rhythm of miracles. Feel your body relax. Your mind is calm. Your soul is at peace. The divine intelligence that guides galaxies is guiding you now. Let that truth anchor you. Let it dissolve all doubt. You are supported beyond measure. You are seen, held, and divinely guided. Breathe and whisper softly to your soul. The universe rearranges itself for my good. I am safe in the flow of divine order. I trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Rest here for a few moments. Let gratitude fill you. Let peace surround you. You are part of something vast, loving, intelligent, eternal. The universe is not against you, it is working through you. You are being guided, protected, and prepared for more than you can imagine. I am ready. I am supported. It is all working for my good. And so it is. It is done. It is complete. Take a deep, gentle breath, and as you exhale, let go. Let go of trying to figure everything out. Let go of the mental race to make sense of what's still unfolding. Let go of needing to know when or how. The truth is, you are not meant to control life. You are meant to cooperate with it. You are meant to dance with it. You are meant to trust that the rhythm already knows the steps. I do not control. I allow. I do not chase. I attract. I am guided by divine timing, not human pressure. Control is born from fear, the fear that without your effort, everything will fall apart. But when you try to control, you close your hand around the flow of life. You squeeze the miracle. You restrict the blessing. You create tension where there could be trust. Breathe again, and as you exhale, imagine your fingers opening. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw unclench. Feel the release. The moment you stop holding so tightly, peace rushes in to fill the space. I release control and receive peace. I trust the wisdom of divine timing. Everything I release returns in better form. Think of a river, it never struggles to reach the ocean. It simply flows. And even when rocks appear in its path, it does not stop. It finds a way around them. That is the nature of divine flow. It always finds a way. When you try to control, you become the rock. When you let go, you become the water. And water never fails to reach its destination. I am the river. I am the flow. I move effortlessly toward my good. The universe guides me with ease. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means trusting that life is intelligent. It means trusting that what is meant for you cannot pass you by. It means remembering that you are not separate from divine order. You are part of it. The same power that guides the stars is guiding your steps. The same intelligence that forms the seasons knows when it's time for your harvest. You do not need to rush what is growing. You only need to trust the process. I release my timeline and trust divine order. My season will arrive in perfect time. I surrender to the rhythm of life. Now imagine before you a gentle wind, the energy of the universe itself. It swirls softly around you, lifting every worry, every old belief, every thought that says, I must make it happen. Watch those thoughts float away like leaves in the wind. You don't need them anymore. They are too heavy for where you're going. As you release, you feel lighter. You feel freer. You begin to understand that control was never safety, it was resistance. And surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. I surrender my worries to divine love. I trust that what is meant for me cannot miss me. In surrender, I find my strength. The universe does not need your stress. It needs your stillness. It does not need your fear. It needs your faith. When you let go, you say to the universe, I am ready. I trust you. Lead the way. And instantly, invisible hands go to work on your behalf. Paths begin to clear. Solutions begin to form. Peace begins to replace panic. The universe works miracles on my behalf. Everything unfolds in my favor. I let go, and everything flows. Rest in that knowing. You don't have to be in control to be in peace. You only have to be in faith. Every time you breathe deeply, you are practicing surrender. Every time you smile through uncertainty, you are proving your trust. Every time you say, I release and allow, you open another door for divine movement. I let go completely. I trust infinitely. I am supported eternally. Let the silence now hold you. Let it whisper to your soul. You do not need to make it happen. You only need to let it happen. Everything that belongs to you is already finding its way. The universe is not testing you. It is teaching you to rest. It is teaching you to lean into love instead of fear. It is teaching you that surrender is your superpower. I rest in divine flow. I am guided without effort. I trust, I allow, I receive. Stay here for a few moments longer. Let the stillness seep into your soul. You are safe to release. You are safe to trust. You are safe to be guided. The power you once tried to control is now working through you effortlessly, joyfully, divinely. You are in harmony with the universe, and the universe is supporting you now. I let go, and everything good flows to me. The universe moves through me in perfect ways. I am free, I am guided, I am blessed. It is done. It is sealed. It is manifest now under grace, in perfect timing, in perfect peace. Close your eyes again and breathe softly, slowly, deeply. In this quiet stillness, feel how alive everything is. The air around you is shimmering with energy. The same energy that created the stars, that moves the oceans, that gives life to the flowers, is flowing through you now. You are not separate from it. You are made of it. You are not outside the universe. You are the universe expressing itself as you. I am one with the infinite energy of the universe. I am connected to all that exists. The divine power that made the stars lives in me. You are vibration. Every thought, every emotion, every word carries frequency. And your vibration calls to the universe like a song. When you think thoughts of faith, when you feel emotions of love and gratitude, your energy begins to harmonize with the divine. The universe listens not to your words, but to your vibration. And right now, as you soften into peace, your vibration rises higher, lighter, purer. You are tuning yourself to the frequency of miracles. I vibrate in harmony with love. My energy is calm, radiant, and magnetic. I attract experiences that match my peace. Imagine a light glowing in the center of your chest, soft, golden, and warm. With each breath, this light expands. It fills your heart, your mind, your entire being. It radiates outward, touching everything around you. You are now connected to the heartbeat of the universe. You are in tune with divine flow. You can feel the rhythm, a gentle pulse that matches your breath. This is the vibration of life itself, eternal, infinite, loving. I am the rhythm of creation. I am in perfect harmony with divine energy. Every beat of my heart aligns me with abundance. Notice how peaceful you feel when you stop trying. The more still you become, the more powerful you feel. The universe does not shout, it hums. It moves through quiet energy, through your intuition, through your joy, through the gentle nudges that feel like truth. That is how divine guidance speaks, not with noise, but with knowing. When you rest, you hear it clearly. When you trust, you move with it easily. When you align, you become unstoppable. I am guided by the energy of divine peace. I trust the whispers of my intuition. I am one with the flow of creation. Now imagine your entire body surrounded by soft golden light. It pulses gently in rhythm with your heartbeat. With each inhale, you draw in the energy of the universe. With each exhale, you release all that no longer serves you. This is balance. This is harmony. This is oneness. The same light within you glows in every soul you meet. The same spark in your heart burns in the heart of creation. There is no separation, only unity. I see the divine in all things. I am connected to every living being. I am the light, and the light is me. Feel the power of that truth. You are not small. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are the very essence of creation, a living expression of divine intelligence. And that intelligence moves through you constantly. Through your breath, your words, your choices, your presence. Every time you think with love, you amplify the light. Every time you choose peace, you ripple healing across the world. Every time you trust, you help the universe expand through faith. My peace uplifts the world. My light blesses everyone I meet. I am a vessel of divine energy. The more you align with this truth, the more life responds. Doors open effortlessly. Opportunities flow naturally. You become magnetic not by striving, but by being. Because energy meets energy. The universe reflects who you are, not what you chase. So, as you vibrate in peace, you attract peace. As you vibrate in love, you attract love. As you vibrate in abundance, you attract abundance. I attract what I am. I am love. I am peace. I am abundance. The universe mirrors my inner harmony. Stay here in stillness for a few breaths. Let your energy settle. Let your awareness expand. Feel the quiet connection between you and the stars, between you and every life, between you and the divine field of all possibilities. You are not asking the universe to help you. You are the universe helping itself through you. You are not separate from the source. You are the source expressing through form. I am the universe in motion. I am infinite energy in physical form. I am divine creation, and I am supported in all ways. As you rest in this awareness, peace flows through your entire being. The mind quiets, the heart glows, the soul smiles. You are aligned. You are one. You are supported always, in all things, by the infinite love that is both within and around you. I am one with divine energy. I am in harmony with the universe. The light within me is the light of all creation. And so it is. It is done. It is manifest under grace, in perfect ways. Breathe in, and as you exhale, feel a gentle warmth around you. It is invisible but real, the loving energy of the universe surrounding you. You are never walking this path alone. Every step you take is guided. Every decision is supported. Every moment is held by divine presence. I am never alone. I am guided in every step I take. The universe walks beside me always. There are unseen forces of love and protection moving through your life right now. You may call them angels, energy, ancestors, or simply divine intelligence. But they are here. They are the quiet voices that whisper, "Go this way." The gentle nudges that steer you away from harm. The calm feeling that says, "Everything will be okay." Even when you think you've been abandoned, you are surrounded. Even when you feel forgotten, you are remembered. Even when you can't hear guidance, you are being carried through silence. I am divinely guided, even when I don't see the way. I trust that unseen hands are leading me to peace. I am safe in divine care. Now imagine yourself walking down a quiet golden path. The air is soft, the world feels calm. Every step you take lights up beneath your feet, as if the universe is gently saying, "Keep going, beloved. You are doing well." You don't have to rush. You don't have to worry about what's ahead. The light appears with each step, not before. And that's how divine guidance works. You are shown one step at a time, not because the path is unclear, but because your faith is being strengthened. Each step is revealed when I am ready. I trust the unfolding of my path. Divine timing lights my way. Feel the truth of this, that there is no such thing as a wrong turn. Even detours are part of the plan. Even pauses are divine preparation. You cannot miss what's meant for you when love is guiding your steps. The universe walks before you to prepare the way. It walks beside you to give you courage. It walks behind you to protect you from what you cannot see. I am divinely protected and supported in all directions. My path is safe. My journey is blessed. I walk in the light of divine order. You have been guided to this very moment, to hear these words, to breathe this breath, to remember this truth. Nothing is random. Every meeting, every challenge, every miracle is part of the choreography of divine love. The universe does not forget you. It remembers every prayer, every dream, every quiet hope, and it answers them in ways your human mind could not imagine. Not with noise, but with perfect alignment. The universe remembers my every prayer. Every desire in my heart is guided toward fulfillment. I am seen, I am known, I am loved. Now bring your awareness to your breath again. With every inhale, feel love flowing into you. With every exhale, feel gratitude flowing back into the universe. This is communication. This is prayer without words. Your breath is the bridge between you and divine energy. And as you breathe, remember, you are part of something vast and intelligent. You are the expression of divine order in human form. You are never separate from the source. The breath of the universe moves through me. I am connected to divine life with every breath. I rest in the safety of infinite love. When you feel lonely, remember, loneliness is not the absence of people. It is the forgetting of your connection to the whole. You are connected to every tree, every star, every soul. There is no gap between you and creation, only awareness waiting to return. You are surrounded by presence. You are upheld by love. You are never alone, not for a single moment. I am one with all that is. I am surrounded by divine presence. I am supported in every breath, in every heartbeat. Stay here in this awareness. Soft, warm, grounded in peace. Let this truth echo in your soul. You are never walking alone. The universe walks with you, not ahead or behind, but through you. Every step is blessed. Every path is guided. Every moment is divine. I am loved. I am guided. I am carried by divine hands. I walk in faith, knowing the universe supports me. I am safe in the infinite care of creation. And so it is. It is done. It is manifest now under grace, in perfect love, in perfect time. Take another slow, gentle breath. Let it fill your chest. And as you exhale, whisper softly, "Thank you." This is the sacred sound of creation, thank you. It is the vibration that opens every door. It is the frequency that unlocks abundance. When you live in gratitude, you align with divine flow. You begin to notice that everything, even the smallest moment, is grace. I am thankful for the love that guides me. I am grateful for the unseen blessings unfolding now. Gratitude multiplies everything I touch. Gratitude is not only for the things you receive. It is for the breath you take, the lessons you learn, the challenges that taught you strength, the pauses that led to purpose. The universe responds instantly to gratitude. Each thank you is a magnetic wave that draws more good to you. Every time you say, I am grateful, you tell the universe, I trust you. And where trust exists, miracles appear. Thank you for every gift, seen and unseen. Thank you for the perfect timing of my life. Thank you for the peace that flows through me now. Now, place your hand gently over your heart. Feel its steady rhythm. This is the drumbeat of divine abundance. With every beat, life says, you are blessed. With every breath, creation whispers, you are loved. Take another breath in, slow and sacred. With every inhale, imagine breathing in light, the energy of everything you are grateful for. With every exhale, release anything that blocks appreciation. Fear, frustration, worry. You are clearing the channel for divine flow. I breathe in gratitude. I exhale grace. I am thankful for what is and what is to come. My heart overflows with appreciation. Gratitude is not a reaction, it is a practice. It does not wait for good to appear, it creates good. When you are grateful, you move from lack to love. You stop asking, why don't I have more? And begin declaring, I already have enough. And from that energy, more arrives, not by chasing, but by allowing. I have more than enough. Every need is already met. I live in a universe of infinite generosity. Now, imagine before you a gentle river of golden light, flowing freely, endlessly, joyfully. This is the flow of abundance. Every time you give thanks, you step deeper into it. Every time you complain, you step out. But the river is always there, waiting for your return. Step into it now, through gratitude. Feel it washing over you, cleansing old beliefs, renewing faith, expanding love. I am standing in the river of divine abundance. Gratitude opens every channel of prosperity. I am in the flow of infinite supply. Gratitude is the bridge between heaven and earth. When you give thanks for what you already have, you invite heaven to send more. You create a divine echo. Your gratitude rises, and blessings return multiplied. As I give thanks, I receive more. My gratitude is my magnet for miracles. Every thank you plants the seed of new blessings. So give thanks for your body, it has carried you through so much. Give thanks for your mind, it has learned, grown, adapted. Give thanks for your heart, it has been broken, yet still believes. Give thanks for this moment because this moment is sacred. You are breathing. You are alive. You are in the presence of divine love right now. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my peace. Thank you for the light within and around me. Now, let your gratitude expand outward to the people you love, the places that shaped you, the lessons that matured you, the dreams that are still becoming real. See your entire life bathed in golden light, the glow of gratitude transforming everything it touches. This is the secret. Gratitude doesn't wait for miracles. It creates them. And as you continue to live in thanks, the universe continues to respond with grace. My gratitude aligns me with miracles. I am blessed beyond measure. I give thanks, and abundance flows endlessly. Rest here for a few breaths. Breathe slowly. Smile softly. Feel your energy expanding with warmth. The universe is listening to every thank you. It is smiling back through synchronicities, through ease, through peace. Gratitude is your prayer, and the universe answers every prayer that begins with love. I am grateful, I am blessed, I am one with infinite good. I give thanks now, and my blessings multiply. The universe responds to my gratitude with endless grace. It is done. It is sealed. It is manifest now under grace, in perfect, divine ways. Take a slow, deep breath, and let your body soften. Let your shoulders drop. Let your mind quiet down. Let every cell in your body relax into stillness. You have done enough. You have trusted enough. You have asked, aligned, allowed, and now it is time to rest. The universe is carrying you. The current of divine flow has already taken hold. You don't need to swim anymore. You only need to float. I rest in divine trust. The universe is carrying me now. Everything I desire is being arranged in perfect order. Imagine yourself resting in a golden ocean of light. The waves move gently beneath you, calm, steady, warm. They lift you effortlessly. You are weightless, safe, supported. Every ripple knows where to take you. Every movement brings you closer to your highest good. You no longer have to push, prove, or perform. You no longer need to wonder when things will happen. They are already happening in silence, in grace, in divine precision. I surrender the outcome and trust the process. I am supported by forces greater than I can see. I am carried by divine flow in perfect peace. You have walked through doubt and learned faith. You have faced uncertainty and discovered strength. You have released control and found peace. Now, the lesson becomes simple. Trust and rest. Everything that was once heavy now feels light. Everything that was once unclear now feels calm. Because you have remembered. You are not the one who must hold it all together. The universe is holding it for you. The universe supports me effortlessly. I am always guided to what is meant for me. I rest knowing that divine timing never fails. Close your eyes and imagine the energy of love surrounding you like a soft blanket. It wraps around you, cocooning you in safety and stillness. This is divine love, the same love that created worlds. It is alive, aware, and active within you now. You can release every worry into this love. You can place every burden in its hands. You can whisper, "Take this, I trust you." And the universe responds instantly. I hand all my worries to divine wisdom. I trust that love is working for my good. Peace flows through me like a river. The mind may still try to plan, to predict, to prepare. But peace does not live in planning, it lives in presence. Here, in this breath, you have everything you need. You are safe. You are loved. You are supported. And as you rest in this trust, you align with the highest vibration of all faith. Faith that the unseen is more real than the seen. Faith that the energy of love never fails. Faith that everything is unfolding in divine perfection. I rest in faith. I am carried by love. All is well in my world. Now, imagine the light around you expanding, growing wider, brighter, softer. It fills the space around you. It stretches beyond walls, beyond time, beyond form. You have become one with the light, and the light is carrying you home. The light whispers gently, "You have nothing to fear. You have nothing to fix. You have nothing to force. All is in order. All is in motion. All is unfolding for your highest good. I am one with divine peace. I am cradled in the arms of the universe. I rest knowing that life is always working for me. Let this peace fill you completely. Let it soak into your thoughts, your breath, your heartbeat. You are resting now. not just your body, but your soul. You are safe in the flow of divine love. You are supported beyond measure. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And from this stillness, all good things are born. Ideas will come with ease. Opportunities will appear without force. Relationships will harmonize naturally, because you are in the vibration of trust. And trust is creation's highest language. I trust, therefore I receive. I rest, therefore I rise. I am supported by love in all things. Stay here for a few breaths longer. Let the calm become your home. Let the silence become your teacher. Let love become your atmosphere. You do not need to ask anymore. You only need to allow. Everything is happening for you now. Everything is unfolding with grace. Everything is already answered. I am safe. I am loved. The universe carries me now. And as you rest in this truth, may peace become your permanent state, may trust become your nature, and may the light of divine support never leave your awareness again. It is done. It is sealed. It is complete under grace, in perfect ways, now and forever.
Money is a spiritual substance, and it must be treated as such. It is not merely paper, coin, or number. It is divine supply made visible. When handled with fear, it hides. When honored with faith, it flows. Money responds not to worry, but to wisdom. It does not dwell in confusion, lack, or secrecy, but in clarity, circulation, and sacred alignment. Many unknowingly block their own prosperity by keeping money in places where the spirit of increase cannot reach it. They bury it in fear, they hide it in guilt, they cling to it with mistrust, and so it slips from their grasp as if it were never theirs to hold. But today we awaken, we rise into new understanding. We no longer treat money as a prisoner of our past. We release it into freedom and watch as it returns multiplied. We align with the law of circulation, which states, "What I give, I receive in return, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." Divine substance cannot be hoarded, it must be honored. It must be placed where the light of truth can reach it, where love can bless it, and where faith can command it to grow. You are not poor, you are not forgotten, you are not broken, you are heir to all the riches of heaven and earth. You are one with the mind that created gold, silver, and rubies. You are already wealthy in the unseen, and what is unseen shall soon be seen. So speak the word of power now. Divine order governs my finances. I am wealthy now. All that is mine by divine right is magnetized to me with ease. As I guide you through the 7 places where money should never dwell, listen not with logic, but with spirit. Hear with your heart, for it already knows. With each revelation we cleanse your financial path. With each word we open the floodgates of increase. With each truth you step into your inheritance as a steward of abundance. Let us begin. Money is a sacred energy. drawn by the magnetism of thought, intention, and divine alignment. It listens not to the lips but to the heart, and so, when one unconsciously places money near garbage bins or drains, they speak a language of waste and rejection, not with words, but with vibration. The subconscious mind, which never sleeps, which records every movement and gesture, receives this silent instruction: this wealth is disposable, this provision is no longer of value. You may not realize it, but the placement of your money becomes a prayer. Every drawer, every purse, every corner of your home declares what you believe about your worth and your wealth. The garbage bin is where things go that are no longer wanted. The drain is where things go to disappear. What signal, then, is sent to the infinite supply when coins are dropped beside waste, or bills are folded near the mouth of a drain? The soul of money hears, "You are clutter, you are excess, you are not a treasure but a burden." Divine law does not punish, it reflects. It echoes what you say in silence, it multiplies what you show in symbol, and thus wealth kept where decay lives will often decay. Not because of superstition, but because spirit responds to clarity. Order is heaven's first law. The kingdom of God, which is also the kingdom of prosperity, does not operate in confusion or contradiction. You cannot say, "I want wealth," and then tuck it beside the compost and expect it to grow. Clean places attract clean energy. Honored spaces invite honored things. Just as you would not serve a king from a cracked bowl, you must not serve your wealth from places of rot or rejection. The vibration must match the vision. Garbage is what we have deemed useless, expired, no longer of benefit. And the drain is the gate through which all excess vanishes, often never to be seen again. And when money lives here, even if just in a forgotten envelope or loose change dish, the subconscious connects the dots and carries out the decree: let this money be flushed, let this wealth be forgotten. Yet we are not condemned by unawareness. What was once done in sleep can now be undone in awakening. You can lift your money from the ashes and anoint it with respect. You can create spaces that honor the flow of divine substance. You can reprogram your reality by rearranging your environment. Say now, softly but with power, "I no longer place my wealth near waste. My money dwells in places of light, order, and praise." Every coin, every note is a servant of divine abundance. Do not underestimate the power of the unseen, for the spiritual world is always listening. What you place beside the trash you call trash, but what you place with reverence in cleanliness and clarity you invite to multiply. Money, like all divine energies, seeks beauty, order, and usefulness. It wants to serve you, but it must be given a place of dignity. Just as the altar calls forth the presence of the divine, your chosen spaces for wealth become altars of increase or decrease. Choose carefully, bless deliberately, act consciously. Let every drawer that holds your finances be clean. Let every wallet that carries your abundance be whole. Let your money feel safe in your presence. Let it know that it is wanted not to hoard, not to fear, but to circulate in joyful, purpose-filled ways. For the one who respects what they have receives more. The one who blesses their provision opens the vaults of heaven. The one who keeps their money away from places of disposal invites divine deposits. Say again, "I am wealthy now. I honor my wealth in every small way." Say it not with lips alone, but in the living choices you make, because spiritual law is always active. It is not delayed by doubt or distracted by detail. It watches how you treat your money and reflects accordingly. You cannot plant roses in a garbage heap and expect them to bloom, and you cannot plant money near drains and expect it to rise. Lift it, love it, place it in the light, and it will find its wings. As you lift your wealth from the places of rejection and waste, a new vibration begins to move through your life. The old patterns hidden in the corners of your home begin to loosen their grip. You feel it in your chest, something soft, something sacred returning to its rightful place. But to fully honor this flow, we must look again, not only where we throw things away, but where things seem to slip without our awareness. There is a quiet thief in the home, one that does not knock, does not break, does not shout. It flows softly, invisibly carrying with it what you do not see leave, until you are left wondering where it all went. I speak of water. I speak of the unseen stream beneath your sink, the whispering pipe behind your wall, the pool that slowly, silently draws energy away. Money is energy, and energy responds to symbol. When we place money near flowing water beneath sinks, beside leaking taps, under the shadow of pipes, we place it near the metaphor of loss. We say without words, let this wealth flow away. We allow the subconscious to believe that abundance must slip, drip, or vanish. And spiritual law, ever obedient, mirrors this back to us in life. Water is not the enemy. Water is life, giving, purifying, sacred. But water is also movement, and in the wrong context it is loss. Where there is no intention, water carries away what is placed beside it. And so, when you tuck your envelope of savings beneath the sink, or drop your loose coins near the tub, or forget your bills beside the washing machine, you are silently consenting to the spirit of leakage. You are saying, this does not need to stay. Let it be carried off without question. The soul of your money hears that, and it obeys. You must train your inner and outer world to speak the same truth. If you want money to stay, you must place it where staying is honored. If you want increase, you must create conditions of retention. Flow is beautiful when it is directed, but flow without focus is erosion. When you honor your money with sacred placement, you are not being superstitious. You are aligning the outer with the inner. You are sending a spiritual message that says, this wealth is wanted, this provision is valued, this abundance has purpose. It is not to be washed away in distraction. It is to be used, blessed, and multiplied in divine timing. Look now around your home, not with fear, but with spiritual clarity. Where does the water run? Where does it trickle, leak, or rush? Have you placed your prosperity too close to the symbol of loss? Has your divine substance been sitting beside an invitation to leave? You need only rearrange, and the energy shifts. No elaborate ritual, no harsh correction, just consciousness. Say now with your spirit fully awake, I place my money in harmony with divine flow. What enters my life stays with joy and leaves only in greater form. My wealth flows toward me, not away from me. You are not at the mercy of hidden drains. You are the architect of energy. You are the steward of divine supply. You are the keeper of sacred circulation. Let your money rest in places of stillness and light. Let it be kept in drawers that open with grace, in boxes that breathe with order, in corners untouched by leak or decay. Give it space to dwell in peace, and it will remain with you. Let it feel safe, and it will multiply under the laws of increase. The mind may laugh at such things. The world may say, what does it matter where I place a coin? But the spirit knows. The deeper self understands, because energy speaks louder than logic, and intention holds more power than reason. You do not need to understand fully. You only need to align. When your thoughts, your heart, and your home move in union, the universe answers swiftly. What was draining shall now be retained. What was trickling away shall now rush back in waves. Let the pipes carry water, not wealth. Let the flow of abundance find its way to you, not away from you. And say again, with the faith that moves mountains, divine order governs my finances. I am wealthy now. ChatGPT said, and now that you've shifted your money away from the quiet leaks and the unspoken losses, you begin to feel a sense of spiritual calm, and knowing that your wealth is no longer being drained unconsciously, but there is another enemy to divine substance, not one that takes it swiftly, but one that causes it to rot slowly, one that chokes the breath of increase and buries the vibration of wealth beneath layers of neglect. It is clutter, it is darkness, it is the forgotten space. Money is living energy, it breathes, it responds to movement, to clarity, to reverence. And yet, so often, we shove it into drawers we never open, bags we no longer use, or the backs of closets so full we can no longer see what lies within them. These are not merely physical choices, they are spiritual declarations. For every place in your home is an altar. Every corner is a prayer, and when you place money in cluttered, disorganized, or dark areas, the subconscious mind receives the command, "This is chaos. This is confusion. This is where things go to be forgotten." How can wealth rise when it is hidden beneath the weight of what no longer serves you? How can money multiply in a space that has no room for it to stretch, to glow, to breathe? The divine does not create in disorder. Heaven has harmony, the planets do not collide, the seasons do not forget. The grass does not grow confused. All things made by spirit move in rhythm and intention, so too must your money. A cluttered space is not just a mess, it is an energetic block. It is a wall between you and your next financial breakthrough. Dust collects not only on objects, but on ideas, on dreams, on miracles waiting to be born. And when money is placed into such spaces, it falls asleep. Not because it chooses to, but because your environment tells it, this is not a place of life, this is a place of pause. And the truth is, what you forget, the universe does not bless. What you ignore, the law does not energize. You must look at your money with eyes of reverence. You must handle it with hands of intention. It deserves light, it deserves clarity, it deserves to rest in places where growth is possible. Do not hide your money in old purses buried beneath your bed. Do not toss it into drawers filled with broken pens and expired receipts. Do not let your wealth sit in the darkness of unworthiness. Bring it into the light. Let it sit in order. Let it feel the joy of circulation, even when it's at rest. Say now, I welcome order into my finances. I honor my money by placing it in spaces of clarity and grace. My wealth grows where light touches and love lives. Begin to clear, not with panic, not with shame, but with sacred authority. Each item you remove from that drawer, each expired thing you discard from that shelf, sends a signal to the universe, I am ready for more. I am prepared to be trusted with increase. Because heaven waits for readiness, and readiness is not spoken, it is demonstrated. Even a small act, done in spiritual consciousness, carries great weight. To clean your wall, it is to open a gate. To clear a drawer is to part the veil. To organize your space is to command the substance of wealth to gather, to assemble, to respond. Your money is not a mistake. It is a miracle. It came into your life through divine law. It seeks to stay, to grow, to bless. But it needs a place that says, "You are welcome here. You are seen. You are valuable. Do not fear your clutter. Just bless it and release it. Do not curse your dark corners. Just light them and cleanse them. And then, as the spaces become clear, you will feel it, the gentle hum of circulation. The rising song of prosperity, the subtle shift that tells you, the flow has returned, and in that holy silence say once more, "Divine order governs my finances. I am wealthy now." And as the clutter is cleared and the dust is lifted, a new breath moves through your home light where there was once heaviness, order where there was once confusion. The energy begins to move freely, and the air itself feels more sacred. You've made room, and now that the space is open, the question becomes, where does the money go now? It must be placed high. It must be honored. It must be respected in position as much as in presence. For when money is kept on the floor or at the lowest level of your home, the message is subtle yet loud in the realm of spirit. This is beneath me. This is not sacred. This is not worthy of throne. Money responds to reverence. It does not ask to be worshipped, but it must be honored. And just as royalty is not placed among rags, your wealth must not lie where shoes tread, where dirt gathers, where eyes overlook. To keep your money low is to lower its power in your life. The floor is not a place of rest, it is a place of transit. It holds the residue of footsteps, the weight of disregard, and when your wealth rests there, it absorbs that message. You are not elevated, you are not respected, but you, the one who is awakening, you now know better. You now speak the language of placement. You understand that the physical mirrors the spiritual, and the spiritual governs the physical. You understand that the height of your money reflects the height of your belief, and so you rise with it. Lift your wallet off the floor. Take the envelope from under your mattress. Raise your coins from the boxes beneath your bed. You are not meant to keep your wealth below eye level, for that which you keep beneath your sight slips beneath your awareness. Everything in your home has a voice. A shelf speaks, a drawer whispers, a surface sings. And when you place your money high, it learns to rise. It learns that it matters. It learns that you believe in its presence, in its purpose, in its sacred role in your unfolding good. This is not superstition. This is alignment. This is the unseen law made visible. What is lifted is honored. What is honored multiplies. And what multiplies blesses not only you, but all who come into your orbit. There is power in the height at which you place your wealth. Just as the altar stands above the floor, just as the lamp is placed on the table to shine, your money must rest in a place of visibility, of intention, of dignity. Say now, with heart and spirit united, I lift my wealth to a place of honor. My money is sacred, and I treat it as a divine guest. That which I elevate returns to me in multiplied form. You are no longer one who hides wealth beneath burdens. You are no longer one who tucks prosperity into the corners of shame or forgetfulness. You are the one who raises it in consciousness and in form, and in doing so you raise your life. Look now around you, not with eyes of judgment, but with eyes of love. Where have you placed your finances? Are they elevated? Are they held with reverence? Or have they been quietly demoted by habit, by haste, by the unconscious rituals of lack? This is your invitation to rise, to lift what has been lowered, to sanctify what has been secular, to choose shelves over floors, drawers over bags beneath beds, boxes of beauty over containers of dust, because money that is placed high calls forth more of its kind. It becomes a beacon for increase. It speaks to the law of attraction with clarity. This house is ready. This mind is clear. This vessel is open. Let the floor be the path, not the altar. Let your money look up, not down. And as you do this, quietly and sacredly, you will feel something shift, not just in your home, but in your soul. The heaviness of lack will dissolve. The whispers of worthlessness will fall silent, and in their place will be the still, small voice of Spirit saying, "Divine order governs your finances. You are wealthy now." And as you lift your wealth into its rightful place, away from the floor, away from the forgotten, something sacred begins to awaken within you. You feel a quiet sense of dignity returning, not just to your finances, but to your own spirit, for how you treat your money is how you treat yourself. And what you allow for your wealth, you allow for your life. There is a kind of spiritual decay that happens not through chaos, but through what is broken, what no longer serves, what stands in your home with no strength left in it, no beauty, no breath of purpose. And yet we continue to hold on to these things, old furniture with splintered legs. It's quietly positioning itself within new global alignments, a monopoly on NFL, UE, and CE, containers that cannot close. We tuck money into them as if they can still hold power, but they cannot, for that which is broken in the outer world mirrors that which is resisting healing in the inner world. When you place your money inside what is cracked, what is tired, what is no longer whole, you link your abundance to dysfunction. You tie your wealth to weakness. You say to the universe, "This is enough. This is acceptable. This is where my good should live." But the divine does not dwell in brokenness. It heals it. It transforms it. And you must do the same. You must ask, is this object still aligned with who I am becoming? If it cannot hold your vision, it cannot hold your provision. A broken box, a creaking cabinet, a fraying bag. These are not just items, they are symbols, silent declarations of what you believe you deserve. Your money deserves to live in strength, in vessels that are whole, in structures that stand with pride. For when you place it inside what functions, what flows, what opens with grace, the subconscious receives a message of alignment. I am supported. I am safe. I am steady. Even if the old furniture was once dear to you, it may no longer be sacred. Even if the drawer once held memories, it may no longer hold energy. You must be willing to release what cannot rise with you. You must be bold enough to say, "Thank you for what you once held, but now I prepare for increase." Say now with the voice of your highest self, "I place my wealth inside what is whole, what is strong, what is ready. My money rests where my future is supported. The containers of my life are ready to receive divine substance." You are not meant to patch up the past and call it prosperity. You are meant to rise into the present with clarity. You are meant to choose vessels that affirm your new story, not repeat your old one. When you place money in a torn envelope, a cracked jar, or a worn-out chest, it is not just an action, it is an affirmation. It is an agreement with a version of you that believed in barely enough, but that version is dissolving. That story is losing its grip. You are no longer one who survives. You are one who thrives. You are one who prepares for more by clearing the old and choosing what reflects divine strength. And this is not about extravagance. It is not about gold-plated boxes or designer drawers. It is about energy. It is about the unseen message each object carries. Even the simplest container, when chosen with love, when kept in wholeness, becomes a temple of increase. So look again with the eyes of spirit. Where does your money sleep? Is it resting in a place that supports it? Or is it hidden among the forgotten, the fractured, the discarded? Let your answer be your prayer. Let your choice be your command. Lift your money into strong hands, into sacred spaces, into containers that can actually carry the weight of your next blessing. Because what you choose to hold your money becomes part of the blessing itself, and what you refuse to release becomes a lid upon your abundance. Wholeness attracts wholeness. Strength invites more strength. And so you now declare, not in fear but in faith, divine order governs my finances. I am wealthy now. And once you have lifted your wealth from what is broken, from what cannot support the weight of your divine inheritance, you begin to feel the shift, small at first but sure. You begin to sense that your money is no longer buried in places of sorrow or survival, but resting in strength. And yet there remains one more place where the energy of money slips away unnoticed. The open thresholds, the doorways, the passages through which life constantly flows. The doorway is a sacred symbol. It is where things enter and where things exit. It is the space between one state and another, the point of transition, the invitation to move. But when money is kept near a doorway without clear boundaries, it too becomes transient. It becomes part of what flows out, rather than what remains and multiplies. There is no stability at the threshold. The energy is in constant motion. It is neither here nor there. And when your wealth is placed near this restless space by the door, beside the shoes underneath the step, it receives a message: you are not meant to stay, you are only passing through. You must remember that your money listens. It listens to your placement, it listens to your patterns. It listens to the way you treat its resting place. A doorway is not a home, it is a crossing. It is a place for movement, not stillness. And money kept there will not settle, it will not root itself. It will, in time, find its way back out, through unexpected expenses, forgotten fees, impulsive giving, or sudden loss. To invite true abundance, you must guard the gates of your home, not with fear, but with awareness. You must decide what enters and what stays. You must give your money a sanctuary, not a sidewalk. Boundaries are love in form. To give something a boundary is to say, you are important enough to protect. And so it is with your money. You do not leave it where the wind can reach it, where the foot may step upon it, where the energy of departure pulls upon it constantly. You honor it by placing it beyond the threshold in a space of peace, of stillness, of belonging. Say softly now, my wealth is not a traveler, my wealth is a dweller. I place my money where it feels safe to stay. All that is mine by divine right enters with ease and remains in grace. Think of how the wind moves through the doorway, how the energy changes with every step across the entrance. This is not chaos. It is simply nature, but money is not meant to live in the wind. It is meant to be rooted in the soil of your trust. The breeze may bring opportunity, but stability keeps it. You must draw an invisible line between what flows in and what is meant to remain. And you do this not just in your home, but in your spirit. When you stop placing your money where everyone walks, when you remove it from the noise and the motion, you are declaring, this wealth is not temporary. This wealth is sacred. This wealth is mine. To nurture, to grow, to enjoy. The open doorway, beautiful as it is, cannot hold what you want to keep. So bring your wealth in deeper. Let it live where only peace dwells. Let it rest away from the exits of life, away from the rush of feet and the pull of movement. Your home is a temple, and the inner rooms are the holy places. Your money deserves to be there, in the stillness, in the calm, in the sacred silence of your intention. Not lost to the rhythm of coming and going, but cradled in the rhythm of divine permanence. Place it with intention. Choose the vessel, choose the room, choose the feeling you wish to live in, and match it, because money does not stay where it is not seen or respected or cherished. It stays where it is called into belonging. You are no longer one who leaves the door open to loss. You are no longer one who lays their treasure at the threshold. You are the guardian of your own gates. You are the keeper of your own increase. You are the one who declares what stays and what goes. And now, with a heart anchored in spiritual truth, you say again, Divine order governs my finances. I am wealthy now. And as you draw your wealth away from the doorways, as you guard the gates of your life with sacred intention, you begin to understand something deeper. Abundance does not just flow into a home. It rests in how the home is treated. It does not remain where there is neglect. It does not dwell in places where love has been forgotten. For the final space where money must never be kept is not just a corner. It is the neglected corner, the place abandoned in spirit before it was abandoned in sight. Every home holds a room, a drawer, a shelf, a space that no longer breathes with presence. Dust lies thick. Paint may peel, the air there feels heavy, still. Perhaps it's a room you rarely enter. Perhaps it's a cabinet filled with memories too old to revisit. Maybe it's a spot where broken things gather, where postponed repairs linger like questions unanswered. And yet many unknowingly tuck their money there, a jar behind a broken curtain, an envelope buried beneath tools that haven't been used in years. Coins fallen between the walls of things no longer whole. But neglect is not neutral. It is a declaration. To neglect is to say, this part of my life is no longer worthy of attention. And when money is placed in these spaces, the energy around it dims. The spiritual law is exact. Where attention goes, energy flows, and where attention withdraws, so does life. If you store your wealth in forgotten places, your wealth too becomes forgotten. It slips from the center of your consciousness, and when something falls from spiritual awareness, it begins to vanish from physical reality. Money is drawn to care. It thrives in spaces of light, beauty, and intention. It wants to feel included, wanted, honored, not left behind in dusty corners where nothing grows. You may not think money can feel, but it moves according to the laws of vibration, and vibration is determined by what lives in the space around it. If the space is broken, decayed, unattended, the vibration is low, and what is low does not magnetize increase. You must look now, not just with the eyes in your head, but with the eyes of your soul. Ask yourself, where in my home have I allowed neglect to speak louder than care? Where have I placed my money and then forgotten it? These are not small things. These are powerful messages to the divine about what you believe you deserve, what you believe will last, and how you prepare for what's coming. Say gently, I give loving attention to every part of my home. My money rests in places where love is alive and presence is strong. Neglect has no place in my sacred space of abundance. This is not about making your home perfect. This is not about shame. This is about consciousness. If a space in your home is broken, you now become the healer. If a drawer has been forgotten, you now become the one who remembers. If a room has been collecting dust, you now become the wind of spirit that breathes new life into it. Because when you tend to your home, you tend to your soul. When you care for your space, you declare, I am ready to receive more. I am ready to be trusted. I am ready to rise. And as you lift the veil of neglect, as you restore beauty to the corners, your money begins to smile. It begins to move, it begins to grow, even the smallest act, a drawer cleared, a shelf dusted, a broken item finally released, can shift the atmosphere, because prosperity does not need noise. It needs alignment, it needs clarity, it needs a space that whispers, you are safe here, you are seen here, you will flourish here. So do not hide your money in what you do not love. Do not tuck it into what you have given up on. Instead, call it back into the center, back into the light, back into the places where divine presence dwells. Let it be part of the life you are actively living, not a relic in the rooms you've spiritually abandoned. You are no longer one who overlooks. You are one who blesses every inch of your space with purpose. You are one who speaks life into every corner. You are one who declares to the universe with quiet strength, divine order governs my finances. I am wealthy now. And now, beloved soul, we come to the sacred stillness, the space where all the words settle and spirit begins to speak directly to your heart. You have walked with me through the hidden chambers of your home and of your soul. You have lifted your awareness from the garbage bins to the golden throne, from the leaking pipes of loss to the overflowing wells of divine abundance. You have cleared the dust, raised what was once low, released the broken, guarded the threshold, and called light into forgotten corners. This was never just about money. This was always about remembrance, about remembering who you are in truth. You are not poor, you are not weak, you are not meant to scrape and shrink and strive. You are divine mind in expression. You are wealth clothed in skin. You are the channel through which the riches of heaven are meant to flow freely, joyfully, generously. Lack is not your portion. Struggle is not your inheritance. These are lies spoken by fear, taught by forgetting, passed down by generations who did not know the law. But now you remember that the outer world reflects the inner state, that your drawers, your shelves, your spaces are all mirrors of the thoughts you entertain and the beliefs you carry. You remember that placement is prayer, that intention is energy, that where you put your money is where you put your trust. You remember that God is not separate from your wealth, but is the source of it. That divine substance is not found in banks or budgets alone, but in the quiet decision to honor what you have, bless where it rests, and speak to it as you would speak to a sacred friend. So now, with all the false agreements broken, with all the low places lifted and the shadows cleared, step fully into your role as a conscious steward of wealth. Let your home reflect your readiness. Let every drawer say increase. Let every shelf say blessing. Let every corner sing, I am prepared. You do not wait for wealth to come before you prepare. You prepare, and wealth recognizes your vibration. Do not be casual with this wisdom. Do not return to old ways. Let this be the line in the sand, the sacred turning point where you said, no more hiding my abundance in places of loss. No more treating my wealth as disposable. No more lowering my financial destiny to fit into small, broken spaces. You are being called higher. You are being called into harmony. You are being called to create a temple for wealth, not just with bricks and rooms, but with choices and energy. The divine does not pour gold into leaky vessels. It does not send more to the one who curses what they have. It sends increase to the faithful, to the grateful, to the conscious keeper of spiritual law. So take this wisdom and let it become a rhythm. Let your home become a living affirmation. Let the way you treat your spaces speak louder than your prayers, because your energy is the real prayer and your actions are the real request. When you act like someone who is wealthy now, order follows. Supply follows, divine opportunities follow, not because you chased them, but because you became the match for them. Say now, not with hesitation but with holy certainty, I am wealthy now. Divine order governs my finances. Everything I touch is blessed with intention, and everything I bless grows in peace. My home is a sanctuary for prosperity, and my soul is aligned with divine supply. Let these words be not merely spoken, but lived. Let them become the silent music that plays through your movements each day. As you open a drawer, open it with reverence. As you place a coin, place it with clarity. As you spend, spend with joy. As you give, give with power. As you receive, receive without guilt, because this, beloved, is your new financial reality, not built on effort alone, but on sacred alignment with truth. You no longer fear money. You no longer chase it. You no longer hide it. You now welcome it, hold it, honor it, and guide it with divine wisdom. And so it is, and so it has always been, and so it shall continue as long as you remember. Amen.
You were never meant to chase money. You were never meant to strain, grasp, or barter your soul to barely keep afloat. That belief, that wealth is a scarce reward for hard labor or rare luck, is not divine law. It is hypnotism. And today I come to break the spell. You are not a beggar. You are not a gambler hoping for favor. You are the living vessel of infinite supply. Your good is not out there, dangling beyond reach. Your wealth is not held back by the economy, your background, your education, or your past. It is held only by your belief. I speak to the part of you that has been quietly suffering, the one who believes they must earn worthiness, deserve support, or prove themselves before abundance arrives. That voice is not of God. That voice is not of truth. It is the voice of collective illusion, but I come bearing a higher tone, a rhythm of certainty, a frequency of divine provision. The moment you align your word with truth, the substance of wealth begins to form, not by might, not by manipulation, but by spiritual law. You do not draw wealth by worry. You do not unlock prosperity through panic. You command it by declaring your oneness with the source. Your mind has been trained to scan for lack, to monitor the absence of money, the delay of results, the rising fear that it may never change. But that training is not fixed. It is not law. It is simply repetition. And what was trained by fear can now be retrained by truth. You are not a servant of money. You are the master of it when you walk in divine identity. When your words align with the vibration of spirit, money must appear, not as a favor, but as a reflection, not as a transaction, but as a demonstration. So I say to you now, in the authority of spiritual law, your wealth is not waiting in the world. It is waiting in your word. Your bank account cannot reveal what you have not declared. Your job cannot deliver what your soul has not claimed. Your circumstances are not supply. They are the result of your consciousness of supply. Train the mind, and the world rearranges. Align the word, and substance rushes to meet it. I speak from experience. I have seen the tide of wealth turn with a single declaration. I have watched the gates of supply open in response to one bold word of faith. I have seen the miraculous become ordinary when someone dared to say, I no longer chase money. I attract it. I magnetize it. I speak it. And because I do, it comes. This is not a game of luck. This is a science of spirit, a spiritual system governed by exact law, a law that never fails when spoken in faith. So prepare yourself, for in the next 30 minutes, I will teach you to train your mind, not through willpower or effort, but through spiritual dominion. I will show you how to speak in rhythm with abundance, how to dissolve the patterns of poverty, and how to open your storehouse of divine wealth. This is not theory, this is truth, this is not motivation, this is law. And if you walk with me, if you declare what I instruct, believe what I reveal, and act as one who already receives, then your wealth will no longer be a question. It will be a consequence. Are you ready? Then let us begin. Wealth is not a reward. Wealth is not a prize at the end of effort. Wealth is law, and law does not require emotion, struggle, or worthiness. It requires agreement. You cannot earn spiritual supply, for it was already yours before you were born. What you call money is only the visible form of an invisible truth, and that truth is this: God is your supply, not your employer, not your family, not your talent. God alone is your source. And every stream, every channel, every manifestation of wealth must obey that truth when you speak it with authority. This is the law of prosperity. It is not a wish. It is not a hope. It is a divine structure, a covenant that cannot be broken. The law of prosperity states that what you affirm in spirit must appear in substance. When you declare your wealth in faith, the vibration is set and the manifestation begins. But the law does not move until you speak. It does not rearrange until you declare. There is no wealth without word, no abundance without affirmation, no prosperity without possession of thought. You must take it in the invisible before it appears in the visible. Let us also remember the law of substitution. This is the law that governs thought. It states that you cannot think two thoughts at once. If you are thinking of lack, you cannot simultaneously think of abundance. Therefore, to eliminate poverty, you do not fight it. You replace it. You substitute the thought. You deny the appearance. You install the truth. When fear of bills rises, you do not spiral. You declare, every bill is paid by divine supply. When doubt whispers, you'll never have enough, you answer, my wealth is unlimited, for God is my inexhaustible source. And the law obeys your higher thought. What you dwell upon grows. What you fear, you feed. What you declare, you demonstrate. There is no neutral ground in spirit. Every word is a seed, and every thought is soil. You cannot declare abundance in the morning and worry about money by noon and expect results. That is double-mindedness. And the scripture says clearly, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So you must become single-minded in wealth. You must become loyal to your declaration. You must choose the vibration of riches and deny the suggestion of lack, not once, but constantly, rhythmically, boldly. Now hear the word. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Do you see? The very nature of divine guidance is provision. If God is leading, then lack cannot follow. Want is not part of the divine equation. So if you are living in constant financial strain, it is not because you are cursed. It is because your mind has not been trained to expect supply. Your words have not yet taken root in truth. But that ends today. For the moment you say, I shall not want, and say it with holy certainty, the law activates, the storehouse opens, the vibration shifts, and money begins to come. I must tell you plainly, your lack is not because you are undeserving. Your delay is not divine punishment. Your struggle is not spiritual warfare. It is simply a misalignment with law. You have unknowingly accepted the world's hypnosis. You must work harder. You must wait longer. You must get lucky. You must speak. You must align. You must train your mind to expect what is already yours in spirit. Think of it like a radio frequency. The wealth you desire is already playing. But if your mental dial is set to worry, fear, or unworthiness, you cannot hear it. You must tune yourself to the channel of divine provision. And the way you tune is with your tongue. Your declarations are your tuning fork. Your affirmations are your alignment. And when you stay on frequency, wealth flows, not in trickles, but in waves. Not through effort, but through expression. From this moment on, I want you to replace every complaint with a command, every fear with a formula, every doubt with a declaration. When the voice of the world says, "Be realistic," you say, "I walk in supernatural supply." When your bank account reports lack, you do not react in panic. You declare, "This is already resolved in the invisible." When you hear of inflation, recession, or decline, you say, "God is my banker, and he never fails." This is how you begin to train your mind for wealth, not by logic, not by hustle, but by the law of substitution and the law of prosperity, spoken in faith and sealed with rhythm. So now I ask you, what law have you been serving? The law of man or the law of God? The law of appearances or the law of abundance? If your mind has been loyal to limitation, it is time to break that loyalty. If your tongue has repeated lack, it is time to declare a new economy, one built not on effort, but on essence, not on savings, but on spirit, not on markets, but on mind. The wealth you desire already exists. The money you need is already accounted for. The supply you seek is already stored in the invisible, and your only work is to speak the word that releases it. Now that the law is clear, let us begin the training, for it is not enough to agree with truth. You must practice it, not occasionally, not emotionally, but daily, rhythmically. Just as the body is trained through repetition, so too the soul must be brought into divine discipline. I give you now your morning wealth ritual, for what you speak at sunrise will command the substance of your day. Your declarations in the morning do not simply motivate you, they instruct the invisible to rise in obedience. The first words of your day should never be complaint. They should never be, "I'm tired," or "I'm behind," or "I hope today goes better." These are not harmless phrases. They are miscreations. The law responds not to mood, but to command. Therefore, you must rise and speak your wealth into motion. You must tell the spirit what kind of day you are walking into. You must call your supply out of hiding, not because it resists you, but because it waits for your voice. So I give you this phrase. Let it be your foundation. Unexpected channels of supply now open to me. Speak it aloud before your feet touch the floor. Say it while brushing your teeth. Say it while pouring your coffee. Let it become the first vibration your house hears. You are not asking, you are authorizing. You are saying to divine mind, "I am ready for the new. I am ready for the unseen. I release all limitations and welcome the miraculous." You must understand, money is not your source. It is a vehicle. It is a form. The true supply is invisible, infinite, and immediate, but it takes the shape of your belief. The clearer your command, the faster the form arrives. So when your physical eyes see an empty account, you do not bow to the appearance. You deny it. You speak over it. You say, "Though this number looks low, I know my storehouse is full." You do not wait for proof to feel wealthy. You declare wealth until proof must appear. Let me tell you of a woman who was deeply behind on her rent. Her eyes were on the deadline. Her heart was heavy with fear. But I instructed her to release the panic and begin to declare, "Divine supply is never late." She said it morning and night. She refused to argue with the appearance. And 2 days before the rent was due, a relative she hadn't spoken to in years called to send her money for no reason. The world will call this coincidence, but I call it spiritual alignment. She spoke, and the law obeyed. Now you must begin the same. For the next 3 days, speak the following affirmations each morning, not as a ritual, not with doubt, but as one who knows the law is in motion the moment the word is spoken. Day 1. Every bill is paid by divine mind, even if the due date looms, even if the money is not in hand, even if fear tries to mock you. Say it louder, say it firmer. This is your spiritual signature. When you say, every bill is paid by divine mind, you are placing your trust not in income, but in infinite supply. Day 2. I welcome unexpected wealth. This is how you open the unseen gates. Do not limit yourself to salary, to clients, to business. Wealth can come from any direction when your mind is trained to receive. Say this until you feel the atmosphere shift. Say it until the tension releases. Say it until the unexpected becomes your norm. Day 3. Money is not my master. I am money's commander. You are not here to be enslaved by expense. You are not here to survive. You are here to govern. You are here to direct energy. Money is not a god. It is a tool. And when you speak as one who walks in dominion, money hears your voice. It moves. It flows. It arrives, not to test you, but to serve you. Let these declarations become the architecture of your mornings. They will do more than soothe. They will summon. They will break old patterns and build new paths. They will train your subconscious to expect wealth as natural, as daily, as inevitable. For what you call into each day will rise to meet you, and the world that seemed closed will begin to open, not by coincidence, but by law. Speak, train, declare. The mind that is ruled by spirit becomes a magnet for substance, and the soul that refuses to speak lack becomes a lighthouse for supply. The evening is as sacred as the morning. What you impress upon your mind before sleep goes directly into the subconscious, where it multiplies silently through the night. If you end your day rehearsing fear, worry, or scarcity, you are planting seeds of limitation while your conscious defenses are down. And so, I tell you plainly, guard the gate at sundown. The hours before sleep are the workshop of your future. Do not let them be overtaken by dread or doubt. Do not let the appearances of the day cast long shadows into your dreams. Instead, end every evening with a declaration of divine wealth. Speak into the silence, release the vibration, and let spirit do its hidden work while you rest. As you lay your head upon the pillow, do not review what is missing. Do not relive what went wrong. Speak only what you choose to multiply. Wealth is not only attracted by daytime declarations, it is installed in the secret hours by the word that lingers after the world has gone quiet. So begin by forgiving the day. Forgive the appearance of delay. Forgive yourself for any anxious thought, and replace it all with this line. Every appearance of lack is a lie. I forgive it and replace it. This is your nightly cleansing. It is not passive, it is powerful. It scrubs the soul of scarcity and prepares the mind for spiritual impression. Then you speak this. Tonight, divine supply multiplies in silence. Say it gently, but with certainty. This is not a wish, it is an activation. While you sleep, the subconscious does not rest. It creates, it attracts, it arranges. And the thoughts you handed in the final minutes of wakefulness become the blueprint it builds from. If you say, I don't know how I'll make it, then it builds more confusion. But if you say, supply multiplies while I sleep, then the law goes to work, shaping form around your faith. Now I give you 4 declarations, one for each night of this next phase of training. These are not bedtime affirmations to soothe the mind. These are spiritual commands to reprogram the soil. Day 4. I now receive lavish abundance. Not small relief. Not barely enough. Lavish. Overflowing. Extravagant. There is no virtue in scraping by. Spirit does not delight in your struggle. The universe holds more wealth than you could spend in 1,000 lifetimes, and it moves in response to your vibration. Say this line until every cell of your being believes it is safe to receive more than you've ever imagined. Day 5. The doors of wealth are always open to me. Do not believe the lie of limited opportunity. Do not submit to the illusion of closed doors. When one shuts, another opens, but only to those who keep speaking. Wealth does not operate by man's schedule. It operates by spiritual receptivity. The doors are open when your faith is open. Speak this until you no longer look for permission. Say it until you feel the air shift, the channel widen, the room expand. Day 6. What I need comes quickly and freely. Stop expecting delay. Stop rehearsing difficulty. Spirit is not slow and supply is not stingy. Declare that your needs are already met. Say it before your eyes see it. Declare it when the deadline looms. This affirmation breaks the addiction to struggle. It removes the pride of earning and replaces it with the humility of receiving. Day 7. I am aligned with the law of increase. This is not a momentary fix. It is a permanent rhythm. Your entire being must walk in increase. Speak this line as your signature. Let it become your identity. Let it echo through every transaction, every decision, every encounter. When you align with increase, decrease becomes impossible. When you declare expansion, contraction cannot stay. Let these nighttime declarations become your spiritual lullabies. Let them sing you into abundance. Let them cradle you in expectancy. You are not drifting into sleep. You are being programmed for prosperity. You are not winding down. You are winding up the divine machinery of manifestation. And when you rise, the wealth will begin to show itself, not because it was newly created, but because your mind finally became a worthy host. You are not waiting on money. Money is waiting on your word, and your word must now govern both the rising and the resting, morning and night. Command and receive. Speak it, sleep in it, and let the law work while you dream. Now we descend beneath the words and into the roots. For what you speak with the mouth must also be believed by the subconscious mind. The tongue initiates the command, but it is the subconscious that shapes the form. And many of you have been speaking truth while still rooted in lies. You have declared wealth, but believed in struggle. You have spoken increase, yet still expected lack. You have said, I receive, but prepared for rejection. This is not failure, it is programming. And what was programmed by repetition can be reprogrammed by truth. You were taught that money is hard to earn, that riches come to the few, that good people struggle and only the greedy prosper. But I say to you, none of these ideas come from divine mind. They are cultural spells, family echoes, societal myths. And now they must be broken. You do not inherit your financial future from your bloodline. You inherit it from your belief line, and your belief must now change. Let us take an old phrase you may have heard 1,000 times. Money doesn't grow on trees. This was meant to teach you caution, but it taught you contraction. It whispered lack into your young spirit. It etched the illusion of limitation into your soul. But let us now substitute it with spiritual reality. Money grows from spiritual law, and the law is rooted in me. This is the new tree. This is the true growth. This is the shift from superstition to substance, from folklore to faith. Another deadly phrase, I can't afford that. You say it casually, thoughtlessly. You use it to explain decisions, to justify denial. But every time you speak it, you are engraving scarcity into your mind. You are announcing to the universe that you are unsupported, that you are undernourished, that your source is small. So replace it immediately and permanently with, if this is mine by divine right, the supply appears now. Do not argue, do not calculate, just declare, and the law will arrange itself to either bring it or replace it with something greater. There is one more belief we must address. The hidden shame around wanting money. So many spiritual souls whisper their desires as if wealth were sinful or selfish. But I say again, there is no virtue in lack. There is no holiness in insufficiency. You cannot serve the world in fullness while living in fear of bills. You cannot pour into others when your own cup is empty. You must walk in abundance, not for greed, but for God. For when the righteous prosper, the world is blessed. Now I give you a tool. Use it every time a thought of lack arises. I call it the CRC formula. Cancel, replace, command. Cancel the lie. Say aloud, I cancel that. Speak it with force. Interrupt the old mental groove. Replace the thought. Install a higher truth. For example, there's never enough becomes, I walk in more than enough. Command the atmosphere. Seal it with a final declaration. Every cell of my being attracts divine wealth. You will use this formula not once, but repeatedly. You will override, override, override. Just as a worn path in the forest can be abandoned and replaced by a new trail, so too can your mental roads be reformed, but it will take consistency, reverence, faith. Let me give you a holy picture. Your mind is a field. Every thought is a seed. The field does not care whether you plant wheat or weeds. It grows what you plant. And the harvest always arrives in proportion to the belief. If you sow doubt, you reap delay. If you sow truth, you reap demonstration. The subconscious is not your enemy. It is your servant, but it serves whatever master is loudest and most consistent. So, begin now. Say it aloud. Say it often. Say it until your voice becomes your vibration. I cancel the thought of lack. I replace it with divine wealth. I command the atmosphere to yield my supply. This is not emotionalism. This is reprogramming. This is spiritual neurology. This is law applied through rhythm and word. Do not fear the old patterns. Speak over them. Do not mourn the years spent in mental poverty. Redeem them by declaring wealth now. The mind is not fixed. It is fertile, and today you plant riches in its soil. Now that you've exposed and canceled the beliefs of lack, the time has come to replace them entirely with the rhythm of divine wealth. Reprogramming is not a one-time epiphany. It is a daily, hourly, moment-by-moment dedication to truth. You must saturate the mind with divine increase until fear cannot breathe, until doubt withers from lack of attention, until the old grooves are smoothed out and overwritten with the gold-lined tracks of spiritual dominion. You do not wait for your emotions to agree. You do not delay until circumstances shift. You begin now, with repetition as your vehicle and truth as your driver. I tell you again, the subconscious accepts repetition as reality. It does not argue. It does not reason. It receives. And once it receives a command spoken with rhythm, it begins to shape your outer world to match it. This is the secret of all demonstration, not effort, but alignment. Let us begin with this powerful affirmation. The wealth I expect, I receive. Speak it slowly. Speak it again. You are no longer begging for money. You are no longer wondering how or when. You are expecting, and that expectation becomes the mold for your manifestation. You are the vessel, and expectation is the open top. When you expect in truth, you receive in form. Now we go deeper. Say this with me. Money comes easily and constantly. This declaration breaks the ancient spell of financial strain. It dissolves the belief that money only comes through exhaustion or chance. It tells the subconscious that wealth is not rare. It is rhythmic. It is a flow, a movement, a vibration. And when spoken often enough, the mind begins to agree. The body begins to relax, and the world begins to rearrange. Then say, my wealth flows from divine favor, not force. This is the rebalancing of your energetic economy. You are no longer relying on hustle, performance, or perfection. You are relying on divine law, and law never needs to be pushed. It needs only to be obeyed. Favor is not luck. Favor is alignment. When you walk in spiritual rhythm, things begin to open for you. People offer, money finds, opportunities locate you, not because you earned them, but because you declared them. Here is a sacred truth. I deserve abundance because I am divine idea made manifest. Say this until the shame breaks, until the resistance softens, until the guilt of receiving dissolves into light. You are not manipulating the law, you are fulfilling it. You are not taking what is not yours, you are claiming what has been waiting for your voice. When you declare your divine identity, the world begins to mirror your majesty. Let me tell you a living parable. A man once came to me discouraged. He had tried every method, worked long hours, said affirmations, but always with doubt behind them. I told him, stop begging and start commanding. Stop rehearsing fear and start rehearsing favor. I gave him this simple shift. Every time he worried, he was to say, all my needs are now met by divine supply. He wrote it, spoke it, slept with it. Within weeks, he was offered a position he hadn't applied for, at double the salary. Why? Because the law does not delay when the word is established. He trained his mind into expectancy, and expectancy pulled the form into view. Now you must do the same. The next time you feel fear about money, do not react. Respond with command. Say, I walk in supernatural provision. The next time you feel overlooked, say, I am divinely remembered and richly rewarded. The next time you feel behind, say, I am on divine schedule, and all things flow to me now. Write these affirmations, speak them hourly, set alarms on your phone, whisper them while walking, declare them while working. These are not empty words. They are signals to spirit. They are frequencies that shape form. They are your covenant, your contract, your code. And above all, remember this: speak until the old voice of lack has no air left. Do not wait for the doubt to disappear. Drown it in declaration. Do not ask, is this working? Ask, am I obeying the law? Because the law never forgets a command. The moment your vibration matches your desire, wealth appears. The moment your mind stays faithful to truth, manifestation becomes motion. You are not cursed, you are not behind, you are not invisible. You are now tuned to the frequency of favor. You are now walking in the rhythm of wealth, and your world is beginning to reflect the word you've been speaking. Now comes the line in the sand. Now comes the moment where inspiration becomes instruction, where you decide whether this word becomes your new way of being or fades into another forgotten truth. The law does not respond to curiosity. It responds to command. Spirit does not move because you are inspired. Spirit moves because you are in alignment. And alignment is action. Alignment is agreement. Alignment is repetition. You must not only believe the law works, you must live as if it already has. You cannot go back to neutral speech. You cannot drift into casual complaint. You cannot afford the luxury of declaring lack and calling it honesty. There is no honesty in illusion. There is only agreement. And if you speak lack even for a moment, you re-enter a contract with the old world. But if you remain in your covenant of wealth, your words will become substance, your belief will become form, and your atmosphere will rise to meet the vibration of your voice. So I give you this charge. For the next 14 days, you will train your mind with fire. You will not entertain scarcity, not even silently. You will not discuss your problems unless it is to declare their resolution. You will not look at your bank account and say, this isn't enough. You will say, this is a temporary appearance, and it is now replaced by divine surplus. You will walk as one who is already funded. You will talk as one who is already supplied. Each morning, you will rise and say, my channels are open. You will say it before checking your phone, before speaking to another soul. You will give the law its instruction, and because you do, new ideas, new income, new favor will be magnetized to you, not because you manipulated the system, but because you obeyed the rhythm. Each midday, whether at work, at home, or in stillness, you will speak this line: money follows me. Let it interrupt your old pattern. Let it cancel the thought of strain. Say it aloud in the car. Whisper it in the hallway. Write it in your journal. Because what you say consistently, you become magnetically aligned to. Each night before sleep, you will say, "All is provided." This closes your day in spiritual certainty. It ends the wandering. It seals your frequency. The subconscious will take this line and go to work while you rest. Angels will be dispatched. Ideas will be born. Circumstances will shift. All because you ended the day with a divine decree. Let me say this clearly. The next 2 weeks are not about trying. They are about training, not about wishing, about walking. You will not say, "I'm going to try this and see what happens." You will say, "For 14 days, I speak wealth. I reject lack. I walk in covenant. I demonstrate divine substance." You are not small. You are not stuck. You are not someone who merely hopes. You are someone who commands. You are not a follower of trends. You are a master of law, and law responds to boldness. Law follows instruction. Law bends to the one who refuses to bend back into limitation. So go forward now, not cautiously, but prophetically. Speak the end from the beginning. Call in the riches. Deny the lie. Enforce the covenant. For the wealth has already been created, and it now waits on one thing, the voice that dares to declare. Let us now seal this truth with fire. Let us speak as lawgivers, not beggars. Let us summon the unseen with rhythm and authority. These are not affirmations for your journal. These are declarations for your soul. Each one is a hammer breaking the shell of limitation. Each one is a seed that guarantees harvest. You will not whisper them. You will roar them in spirit. You will say them not to feel better, but to call the law into motion. Now speak this with your whole being. I am a magnet for divine money. You are not waiting to deserve. You are not hoping to receive. You are magnetizing supply through the purity of your word. You are drawing wealth not by charm, but by covenant. Say it again. I receive wealth from seen and unseen sources. You are no longer limited to one income stream. You are no longer confined to what the mind can track. Spirit will send money through strangers, refunds, inheritance, ideas, favor, and miracles. You will be surprised, but never unprepared. Say this: all that I need, I now possess. Not tomorrow, not once the invoice clears. Now the substance of your good exists in the invisible and moves toward form the moment you speak it. You are not speaking to create, you are speaking to reveal. Now declare, there is no delay in divine supply. Whatever appears slow is only the rearrangement of form. Divine supply is never late, never stuck, never reluctant. When you say, now, the law responds, yes. Say this with command. I walk in supernatural provision. You are not here to make ends meet. You are here to walk in overflow. The supernatural is your normal. The uncommon is your rhythm. The law is your economy. And now, the final affirmation. Say it slowly. Let it echo in the chambers of your being. Let it uproot every remaining remnant of fear. My wealth is unlimited, because my source is infinite. Let this be your conclusion. Let this be your song. Let this be the new currency of your mind. You are no longer hoping. You are no longer asking. You are no longer proving. You are walking. You are receiving. You are becoming. And the law says yes. If this message lit something inside you, if it cracked a shell, if it silenced a lie, if it stirred the knowing that you were never meant to struggle, then let it not pass through you and fade. Let it become your new rhythm. Let it be your covenant of increase. You are not a visitor to this truth. You are its keeper. You are its steward. And wealth is not something you wait for anymore. It is something you walk in, declare in, and live in from this moment forward. If this word met you in your wilderness, if it reminded you that the fog of lack was never yours to begin with, then let your voice echo back. Write your declaration in the comments, not for me, but for you. Let the universe hear your word made visible. Type it, speak it, declare it. I now walk in divine wealth, or my wealth is unlimited, or whatever line became your sword today. When you write it, you anchor it. When you share it, you affirm it. And when you do, others are lifted into the same remembrance. If this channel feels like your sanctuary, your upper room of truth, then remain close. Subscribe not out of habit, but as a declaration of alignment. Let every video be your training. Let every word be your rehearsal. Let this space be your daily immersion in spiritual law. There are many voices in the world, but few speak the pure rhythm of divine substance. If you found it here, then guard it, nurture it, return to it. And above all, come back tomorrow. Each day for the next 14 days, return to this teaching. Watch it again if you must. Re-speak the affirmations. Reinstall the declarations. Do not let the momentum fade. This is not entertainment. This is initiation. This is not inspiration. This is instruction. This is your divine wealth reformation, and you must treat it like the holy work it is. You are not random. You are not behind. You are not outside the covenant. You are the demonstration of divine supply in motion. You are the living proof that God is not limited, that law is not partial, that wealth is not withheld. You are the voice through which abundance becomes visible, and every time you speak in rhythm with truth, the universe says, "So it is." You are not becoming wealthy. You are now aligned with wealth, and everything you need is already yours.
The game of life is not played on the physical plane. It is first won on the invisible battlefield of the mind. Man's only enemy is doubt. His only savior is faith. And when one brings the two divine forces of laser focus and spiritual certainty into alignment, success and money come not as something to be chased, but something magnetically attracted. Compelled to obey the command of the focused soul. To the wandering mind, the world is chaos. The doubting Thomas within says, "There is too much to do," or, "Others have already claimed the treasure." But to the soul aligned with divine intention, nothing is impossible. Laser focus is not about effort or strain, it is spiritual poise. It is the calm eye of the storm that sees only the goal, not the whirlwinds of opposition. When you focus on success with a pure heart, free of fear, doubt, and competition, you place yourself under the law of divine supply. Just as the sun concentrates its rays into a single beam to ignite fire, so too must we concentrate the rays of our thought. The scattered mind builds sand castles. The focused mind carves marble temples. Money, success, and recognition are not rewards for effort. They are results of spiritual alignment. You do not need to toil in the dust, begging life for scraps. No. You are a child of infinite substance. Your supply is not limited by external markets or earthly systems. Your supply is limited only by your focus and your belief. A man may say, "But I have worked hard, I have given much, and still I struggle." I tell you, it is not effort that produces abundance. It is consciousness. Laser focus is the power that cuts through the fog of doubt. It knows what it wants and refuses to be shaken. It is not noise, it is knowing. It does not shout, it declares. To declare is to command in the name of the divine. The soul that is focused is like the arrow released by the archer. It does not turn back. It does not question, it knows its mark. And when success is seen with the inner eye, when it is felt, believed, and spoken, it must appear. Money flows where attention goes. But it must be the attention of faith, not fear. Fear-focused people chase money and it flees. Faith-focused souls radiate value and money responds like iron to a magnet. You must not look at lack, for what you look at, you create. You must not speak of obstacles, for what you speak of, you invite. The law is always working. Your laser focus is your wand. It creates or destroys depending on how it is used. Dare to focus. Dare to silence the world and listen to the whisper within. Dare to believe that what you desire, desires you. Do not wonder how it will come. The moment you wonder how, you are no longer focused. Your part is to know the what, and to hold it with unwavering vision. Let the law handle the rest. Laser focus is spiritual alignment, not effort. This truth may seem contradictory to a world conditioned to glorify hustle and endless action. Yet it is an ancient spiritual principle. In the divine order, success is not the reward of grinding labor, but the outflow of harmony with universal law. The one who is spiritually aligned does not scatter energy in 1,000 directions, but centers their thought, emotion, and intention upon one divine idea, and that idea becomes form. Effort, as the world defines it, is often a sign of disbelief. The man who strives, strains, and exhausts himself may be attempting to prove his worth to a universe that already sees him as complete. He is like the beggar asking for coins while holding a treasure chest in his own hands. Effort that arises from fear, desperation, or anxiety leads only to more confusion. It is a disordered mind trying to force results through the realm of form, while forgetting the power of the unseen. Laser focus, by contrast, is not frantic, it is calm, it is directed. It is the perfect union of stillness and intensity. It is when thought becomes a channel through which divine energy flows unhindered. To be spiritually aligned means to have your mind, words, and imagination in harmony with your highest desire. It means no longer contradicting your goals with doubt, fear, or comparison. The focused soul speaks one thing, sees one thing, expects one thing. There are no backup plans because there is no belief in failure. The universe does not reward the one who does the most, but the one who believes the most. One moment of true clarity, one inner decision made with spiritual certainty, can replace 1,000 hours of indecisive labor. When a soul becomes focused in this way, the outer world begins to move. Resources appear. Helpers show up. Doors open. Why? Because the law responds to inner clarity. The law does not hear words alone. It responds to the vibration behind them. A man may say, "I believe," but if his energy is rooted in doubt, the universe mirrors back confusion. Spiritual alignment means coming into agreement with your divine right. You are not required to create abundance, you are only required to allow it, and you allow it through focus, not on lack, not on struggle, but on the reality you claim. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot focus on success and simultaneously dwell on what might go wrong. This divided energy is the source of stagnation. The double-minded man receives nothing from the Lord, not because he is undeserving, but because his inner world is split. Laser focus cuts through the illusion of impossibility. It does not look at conditions. It looks at the truth behind conditions. It affirms, "I am already what I seek to become. My success is not ahead of me. It is within me." This state of mind is not achieved by force but by surrender. The surrender is not to circumstances, but to the divine pattern already prepared. It is the art of choosing one thought and refusing to let it go. Every spiritual teacher has pointed to this truth. Call it faith, vision, belief, or alignment. It all returns to the same principle. You become what you consistently think, feel, and imagine. When your inner conversation matches your vision, the world must respond. The focused mind is not easily distracted. It does not indulge in drama, gossip, or worry. It turns inward for its answers. It communes with the unseen until the unseen becomes more real than the visible. Most people never see the results they desire because their energy is diluted. They chase too many dreams at once, or they allow the opinions of others to sway them. But laser focus is immune to outside noise. It does not seek approval or validation. It knows the truth and holds to it, even when there is no physical evidence. That is true spiritual strength. To see with the eye of faith and act from that place of certainty. You are not here to beg life for blessings. You are here to claim what is already yours by divine right. That claim is not made through pleading or persuasion. It is made through alignment. When you are focused, you are declaring to the universe, "This is what I choose. This is what I am." You are not asking, you are receiving. The moment you choose to believe more in the reality of your vision than the appearance of your present, you shift dimensions. You leave the realm of effort and enter the realm of grace. Effort alone can lead to burnout, frustration, and confusion. It is like rowing a boat with all your strength while ignoring the current. But laser focus aligns you with the current of divine intelligence. It allows you to be carried by invisible forces that respond to your certainty. You may still act, but your actions are inspired. They are efficient. They are fruitful. You are no longer guessing, you are guided. The focused individual knows that attention is currency. What you focus on, you feed. What you ignore withers. You do not have to fight your doubts, you only need to starve them. Focus is not a battle, it is a choice. Each time your attention wanders toward fear, bring it back to the truth. Do not argue with fear, replace it. Speak the word. Declare your good. See only the result. This is spiritual alignment. The mind that is laser-focused is uncluttered. It is not filled with what-ifs. It is a channel, not a storage unit. It makes room for intuition to flow, for new ideas to emerge. It trusts the process because it knows that all things are working together for good. Even delays are not denials. They are divine redirections. The spiritually aligned individual does not panic in waiting, he prepares. He knows the manifestation is inevitable. Laser focus also means consistency. Not intensity for one day, but unwavering attention over time. The one who builds a new belief, and then abandons it in doubt builds castles in the air. But the one who holds the vision, even in silence, even when misunderstood, is building upon the rock. And when the manifestation appears, it will seem sudden to the world, but not to the one who focused. He will know that it was done the moment he aligned. This is the secret to miracles. Not toil, not chance, but clarity. When you focus with spiritual certainty, you are creating a mold into which substance must flow. The form may be unseen at first, but the pattern has been set. The law is perfect. It does not forget. The moment you align, it begins to move. Success and money follow unwavering belief. This is a spiritual law, not a motivational slogan. It is not about wishing, not about hoping, not about reciting empty affirmations. It is the deep, settled, unshakable knowing that what you desire is already yours in the invisible realm, and will inevitably appear in form. It is this certainty, not effort, not intellect, not chance, that moves mountains. Belief is the mold through which your good takes shape, and the unwavering belief is the substance that fills it. When a person believes with power, the entire universe bends to meet them. Invisible forces rise in obedience to that belief. The people, the opportunities, the timing. These are not coincidences but reflections of a focused inner state. The man who doubts is like a radio tuned between stations. He receives static, confusion, and mixed signals. But the man of unwavering belief is tuned to a single frequency. He broadcasts clearly and receives the answer without delay. To believe unwaveringly means there is no room for contradiction. You do not believe one day and doubt the next. You do not speak of prosperity in the morning and complain of lack by night. You do not build your dream in secret and then tear it down with fearful words in public. Belief is not something you pick up and put down. It is a garment you wear, a vibration you hold, a lens through which you see all things. Many wonder why they do not receive the success or money they desire, despite working so hard or wishing so sincerely. The truth is, the universe does not respond to struggle or emotion. It responds to belief. Wishing is passive. Hoping still leaves room for doubt. But belief is an inner command. It is the quiet authority of the soul that says, "It is done." That statement, when said with conviction, has more power than 10,000 hours of scattered action. Unwavering belief is rooted in spiritual understanding. It knows that supply is not outside you. It is within you. It does not beg life to give. It claims from the infinite storehouse. It does not question the how, for it knows the how is handled by the law. It does not shrink in the face of appearances, because it sees beyond appearances. The spiritually awakened soul does not say, "I'll believe it when I see it." It says, "I'll see it because I believe it." There is no partial manifestation. The universe reflects your dominant vibration. If your belief is 70% faith and 30% fear, you receive a delayed or partial result. If you affirm wealth while quietly expecting rejection, your result will mirror the contradiction. That is why unwavering belief is so rare and so powerful. It is whole. It is complete. It is undivided. And because of that, it produces results with precision. The mind must be disciplined to believe. It must be trained to ignore fear and silence doubt. Unwavering belief is not narva, it is strong, it is not blind, it sees with spiritual vision. It knows that temporary appearances are just that, temporary. It walks through the valley of shadows, declaring the reality of light. The one who believes never asks, "Is it working?" or "Will it come?" That is the voice of the double-minded. The believer has already received in spirit, and the outer must catch up. Success is not for the one who works hardest. It is for the one who believes the deepest. Many labor without belief, and wonder why doors remain shut. But the one who believes, even with fewer resources or less education, finds the door opening. Why? Because they are aligned with the higher law. They are not operating from the ground up, but from the inside out. They know that life does not give what is earned. It gives what is claimed. Belief is a spiritual muscle. It must be exercised daily. Each moment of fear is an opportunity to return to the truth. Each doubt that rises is not a failure, but a test. Do you reaffirm your vision? Do you stand firm? Or do you waver, compromise, and step back into the known? Unwavering belief says, "Even though I don't yet see it, I know it's mine." That knowing is a magnet, pulling form from the formless. Money, too, is subject to belief. It is not merely a currency, it is a reflection of consciousness. The man who sees money as hard to earn or keep will experience exactly that, no matter how talented or connected he may be. But the one who believes in divine supply, who sees money as a tool of freedom and circulation, will find it flowing from unexpected sources. It may not follow logic, but it always follows law. There is a great illusion in the world that says wealth belongs to the lucky, the born rich, the educated elite. But spiritual law is not bound by statistics. It is not bound by birth or background. It is activated by belief. History is filled with stories of men and women who rose from nothing, guided not by outer conditions but by inner certainty. They believed in their vision, and their belief was the bridge to manifestation. You must not wait for evidence before you believe. That is the old way, the worldly way. The spiritual way is to believe first, and let the evidence rise to meet your conviction. Belief is the seed. Success and money are the fruits. But only an unwavering seed bears fruit. The seed that is dug up every few days to check its growth never takes root. Likewise, the desire that is questioned, doubted, and reimagined in fear never matures into reality. Your belief must become your atmosphere. It must be the air you breathe, the water you swim in. Every word you speak, every choice you make, must align with it. If you believe you are destined for success, you do not settle for less. If you believe wealth is yours, you do not participate in conversations of scarcity. You do not contradict your belief by compromising your worth. You walk as though it is already done. Belief also requires imagination. To believe unwaveringly, you must see it. You must feel the success, taste the freedom, sense the richness of life already present. The subconscious does not know the difference between imagination and reality. It simply responds to the dominant image. If that image is clear, consistent, and emotionally charged, it sets the law into motion. When you believe without wavering, you become magnetic. People feel it. Opportunities find you. Doors you did not even knock on begin to open. The vibration of certainty is rare, and it draws all things to it. This is not arrogance. It is spiritual knowing. It is not boasting, it is alignment with truth. You no longer question your worthiness, for you understand that you are an expression of infinite intelligence. To believe unwaveringly is to live from the end. You speak, act, and move as though your desire has already come to pass. You do not wait for results to feel worthy. You feel worthy now. You do not wait for the world to confirm your dream. You confirm it within yourself. This inner confirmation is the most powerful signal you can send. It rearranges conditions. It overrides delays. It collapses time. The one who believes unwaveringly does not measure progress by what the eyes see. They know that most of the work is happening behind the scenes. Just as the seed breaks its shell in darkness before rising through the soil, so too does manifestation begin in the invisible. Faith is the proof before the proof. It is the evidence of things not seen, And unwavering belief is the highest form of that faith in motion. Concentrated thought creates tangible results. This is a law, not an opinion. What you consistently hold in mind with feeling, clarity, and intention must take form in the physical world. Thought, when it is scattered and unfocused, produces confusion, contradiction, and delay. But when thought is concentrated, pure, unwavering, and aligned, it becomes a force of creation. The world you see around you is the harvest of yesterday's thoughts. The world you are walking into is being shaped now, in this very moment, by the thoughts you allow and empower. Concentration is not the effort of will in the way most people understand it. It is not strain or mental tension. It is spiritual poise. It is the ability to fix the mind upon a single image, idea, or goal without letting it be pulled apart by fear, doubt, or distraction. Concentrated thought is undivided thought. It is not concerned with how or when. It does not entertain alternatives or contradictions. It holds to the vision and makes room for the law to do its work. Most people do not fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because their thoughts are too divided to produce form. They want prosperity, but they talk of lack. They desire love, but they expect disappointment. They dream of success, but they dwell on past failure. These contradictions send mixed signals to the subconscious, and the result is neutralized energy. Concentrated thought means your mental, emotional, and spiritual energies are all moving in the same direction, toward one definite goal. The mind is like a lens. When diffused, it allows light to pass, but without power. When focused, that same light can burn through steel. Concentration intensifies thought into a spiritual laser. It gives shape, depth, and urgency to your desires. Without it, desire remains a vague hope or fantasy. With it, desire becomes a blueprint. It becomes instruction to the creative forces of the universe. Every structure you see, every building, invention, or movement, began as concentrated thought in someone's mind. Nothing appears in the outer world that was not first held and sustained in the inner world. There is no such thing as a neutral thought. Every thought creates, and every repeated thought strengthens the pattern. If your thinking is untrained, you create by default. If your thoughts are concentrated, you create by design. To think with intention is to become a conscious builder of your reality. You are always creating, but with concentration, you create what you actually desire. This is the reason silence and solitude are so vital. The world is noisy. It floods the mind with opinions, fears, and illusions. The concentrated mind withdraws from the crowd. It listens to the inner voice. It shuts out the static and returns to the center. In stillness, the soul speaks clearly. In concentration, the idea takes root. You must learn to think your own thoughts, not the ones given to you by family, culture, or fear. Only your own concentrated thought can produce your own true result. Repetition plays a part in this concentration. When you return to a single idea day after day, it gains momentum. It begins to sink from the conscious mind into the subconscious, where creation occurs. The subconscious does not argue. It does not evaluate. It simply accepts the dominant impression and goes to work. If the impression is clear, consistent, and emotionalized, results must follow. That is why idle thinking produces idle results. But concentrated thinking, combined with belief, produces movement in the unseen, followed by manifestation in the seen. Your thoughts must be felt, not merely spoken. Thought without emotion is weak. Emotion without thought is chaotic. But when a concentrated idea is felt deeply, it becomes magnetic. It draws its physical equivalent toward you. You begin to notice new people, new chances, new ideas. These are not accidents, they are answers. They are reflections of the concentrated image, now radiating from your inner world. To concentrate your thought is to take full responsibility for your mental atmosphere. You no longer permit random doubts to pass through unchecked. You do not allow outer appearances to control your inner state. You become the gatekeeper of your own mind, and you protect your vision as a sacred thing. Even when the world offers contradiction, you return to your thought. You revisit it, speak it, imagine it, feel it, until it becomes more real than current reality. This power is not reserved for the few. Every human being has it. The ability to hold a single thought with feeling and certainty is the greatest spiritual gift. It is the way we were meant to create. Children use it naturally when they play. They imagine fully and feel completely, and their world reflects that energy. As adults, we are trained to doubt, to divide our attention, to multitask endlessly. But real creation is not multitasking. It is singleness of vision. Concentrated thought also means you are not wasting mental energy on what does not serve your goal. You are not fighting the old. You are building the new. You are not arguing with others. You are aligning with yourself. You are not thinking against your desire. You are thinking from your desire. The most powerful builders are quiet in the world, but fierce in the mind. They do not shout their visions, they think them into form. If you want success, you must concentrate on success, not failure, not setbacks, not delay. If you want money, you must concentrate on wealth, not debt, not limitation, not lack. You must think and feel the thing you desire as though it is already here, already known, already part of your experience. This is not denial. It is discipline. The concentrated mind selects its reality and ignores all that does not match. It lives from the future while standing in the present. The mind cannot hold two conflicting thoughts and produce a clear result. One must be chosen, and the other must be released. Concentration is not simply focus. It is commitment. You choose the thought and stay with it. You nurture it like a seed. You protect it like a flame. And slowly, quietly, that seed breaks the surface. That flame becomes a fire. Thought becomes thing. What was once invisible becomes visible. What was once dreamed becomes lived. This is how great works are born. Not through scattered effort, but through concentrated attention. The artist sees the painting before it is painted. The leader sees the victory before the battle. The visionary lives the end before the beginning. Concentrated thought allows you to become what you seek. First in consciousness, then in form. The gap between desire and result is closed by the intensity and purity of your focus. Everything begins with thought. But only the concentrated thought has the strength to endure resistance, to override appearances, to outlast the delays and doubts that attempt to weaken it. Most dreams die not because they are impossible, but because the thinker let go too soon. The mind wandered, the belief faltered, and the energy dissolved. But the one who holds the vision, who returns to it daily with love, faith, and clarity, that one moves the world. That one sees the mountains shift, the doors open, the substance form. Concentrated thought is the bridge between the formless and the formed, between idea and experience, between possibility and proof. There is no success without inner alignment. True achievement, lasting, harmonious, and abundant, does not originate from external effort alone. It begins in the inner chamber of the soul. What you experience in your outer world is always a reflection of your inner state. This is law. And until your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and intentions are aligned in unity, you will find yourself striving, struggling, and wondering why the fruits of your labor do not fully match your desire. Inner alignment is the quiet agreement between your conscious desire and your subconscious belief. Many people wish for wealth, but deep down they believe it is wrong to be rich. They long for success, but carry guilt, shame, or unworthiness that repels the very things they seek. Their mind says yes, but their vibration says no. And the universe, always faithful, responds not to the words they speak, but to the energy they carry. Until that inner conflict is resolved, no outer effort can fully compensate. To align inwardly means to bring all parts of the self into agreement. It means to think one thing, feel it, believe it, and act from it. No contradiction, no inner resistance, no silent cancellation of your own prayer. When the inner is clear, the outer flows. When the mind, the heart, and the will walk together, mountains move. But when these parts of you are divided, there is no clear signal to the creative law. The result is delay, confusion, and disappointment. Alignment is not something that happens once. It is a daily, even hourly practice. It requires awareness. It asks you to become sensitive to your inner landscape. What thoughts do you entertain when no one is watching? What emotions rise when you imagine your dream fulfilled? Do you shrink from your own success? Do you secretly expect loss or rejection? Do you feel undeserving of the good you claim? These are not minor details. They are the hidden architects of your reality. You must become intimate with your own beliefs. Not the beliefs you speak aloud, but the ones that operate beneath the surface. These are the beliefs that form your vibration, and vibration is what calls forth your experiences. If you believe money is hard to earn, your life will mirror that. If you believe people cannot be trusted, your relationships will reflect that. If you believe you are never enough, you will endlessly chase validation. But if you shift the inner, the outer must follow. Inner alignment begins with truth. You must stop pretending. You must stop speaking affirmations you do not yet believe, unless you are willing to persist until they become real. You must stop decorating doubt with spiritual language. It is better to face your resistance honestly, to bring it to light, to speak to it like a friend and understand its roots. Once revealed, resistance begins to dissolve. Denied, it strengthens. There is no shame in inner work. It is the most courageous work of all. There are no rewards for outer hustle that lacks inner harmony. The world may applaud temporary results, but the soul knows the truth. You cannot force lasting success while secretly fearing it. You cannot hold on to money if you believe it corrupts. You cannot rise in the world if you believe success will isolate you or betray your values. You must go within and clean the lens through which you see yourself, life, and your place in it. Only then does creation become effortless. When you are aligned, you do not need to manipulate, convince, or chase. You become magnetic. People feel it. Your words carry weight. Your presence opens doors. Opportunities seem to find you. This is not magic, it is law. Inner alignment creates coherence, and coherence draws clarity, order, and abundance into your life. The disordered mind must struggle for every inch, but the aligned mind moves with grace and rhythm. This alignment is not about positive thinking alone. It is about congruence. You must feel what you think, believe what you say, expect what you imagine. Your nervous system, your emotions, and your spiritual body must all point in the same direction. That direction is your desire, your intention, your sacred vision. When the inner compass is true, your path clears. Even obstacles become stepping stones when your alignment is deep. One of the most overlooked aspects of inner alignment is self-worth. You must believe you are worthy of what you ask for, not in theory, but in sensation. You must feel it in your bones. If there is any part of you that feels undeserving, you will unconsciously sabotage the arrival of your good. This is not punishment. It is self-protection. The psyche cannot receive what it believes will harm it. So success and money must become safe within your system. They must be welcomed, not feared. Alignment also involves clarity. Many people are vague in their desires. They say they want more money, more freedom, more joy, but they do not define it. The subconscious responds best to specificity. Clarity is power. When you know exactly what you want, and why, and you believe it is right for you, then the inner alignment sharpens. Your energy becomes like a blade, cutting through doubt and distraction. You become a conscious creator rather than a passive dreamer. Another key to alignment is releasing the need for control. Control often masks fear. The need to micromanage life comes from distrust in the process. But when you are aligned, you trust. You act, yes, but you do not force. You move, but you do not strain. You speak, but you do not beg. You walk with the calm confidence of one who knows that what they seek is seeking them. This relaxed certainty is the mark of true alignment. Gratitude is a powerful tool for alignment. When you are grateful, you are tuned to abundance. You are aligned with the truth that life is generous, not scarce. Gratitude is not just a reaction to what has arrived. It is a preparation for what is coming. It says to the universe, I see what you've done, and I trust what you're doing. This frequency draws more to be grateful for. It smooths the inner terrain. It dissolves resistance. Visualization, too, plays a role. The mind cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. When you visualize your success, your wealth, your fulfilled desire with emotion and detail, you are aligning yourself with that outcome. You are rehearsing your future. You are installing the pattern in your subconscious. And the subconscious, once imprinted, will begin to steer your actions, your perceptions, and your experiences toward the fulfillment of that pattern. Forgiveness also clears the path of alignment. As long as you carry resentment, guilt, or blame, your energy is fragmented. You cannot hold a vision of expansion while your heart is tied to the weight of the past. Forgiveness is not about excusing wrongs. It is about releasing yourself from the prison of bitterness. When you forgive, you reclaim your power. You realign with peace, and peace is the foundation of creation. To live in inner alignment is to live in power. It is to be rooted, centered, and whole. It is to walk in the world without needing the world to define you. Your validation comes from within. Your guidance comes from within. Your sense of timing, purpose, and worth come from within. And from that place you create not just success, but success that feels good. Not just money, but money that flows with ease. Not just achievement, but achievement that reflects your deepest truth. Every dollar carries a vibration. Money is not merely paper, coin, or number. It is concentrated energy directed by thought and emotion. It responds not to effort alone, but to the consciousness behind the effort. You do not attract money solely by labor. You attract it by your relationship with its essence. And this relationship is written not in your bank account, but in your beliefs, your emotions, your expectations. The law is precise: you do not receive what you want. You receive what you are aligned with. To say money is energy is not metaphor, it is reality. Energy must flow to remain alive, and so must money. Energy is drawn to order, clarity, and openness. So too is wealth. When money stagnates, it reflects stagnation in thought. When it flows freely to and through you, it mirrors a mindset of expansion, gratitude, and purpose. Just as you do not breathe in and hold forever, you do not receive money and trap it in fear. You breathe in, you breathe out. You receive, you circulate. You give with love, and you receive with joy. In this rhythm, wealth multiplies. Your beliefs about money shape your entire financial reality. These beliefs are often inherited, unconscious, and ancient. You may say you desire abundance, yet carry cellular memories of struggle, family shame around wealth, or vows of poverty taken by generations before. Until these internal scripts are rewritten, your outer world will simply echo the old story. Money cannot dwell in a mind that condemns it. It resists the hands that fear it. But it gravitates toward the heart that welcomes it as a friend, a servant, a tool of divine expression. You must ask yourself, when I think of money, what do I feel? Tightness or freedom? Guilt or ease? Lack or possibility? Do I believe it is spiritual to be wealthy, or have I equated struggle with virtue? The answers to these questions determine your energetic frequency, and frequency is your broadcast to the universe. The law of vibration does not make moral judgments, it merely responds. It does not care if you deserve money in the human sense. It only matches your dominant energy. Many attempt to manipulate wealth through effort alone, yet their internal thermostat is set for just enough or not enough. They may earn more, but unconsciously repel it. They overspend, lose it, sabotage opportunities, or settle for less. This is not carelessness. It is programming. The inner ceiling must be raised before the outer reality can expand. And that raising happens in the silence of the mind, in the choosing of new beliefs, and in the daily practice of feeling wealthy before proof arrives. Affirmations can be useful, but only when paired with emotional truth. You cannot simply repeat, "I am rich," while feeling poor and expect transformation. But if you can generate the feeling tone of abundance, even in small doses, your vibration begins to shift. You speak wealth into existence not through empty words, but through conviction. You rehearse prosperity in your imagination until it becomes natural. You treat every dollar with reverence, not because of its amount, but because of its energy. Money must feel safe with you. It must feel honored, respected, and given direction. When money arrives and is greeted with fear, resentment, or unconsciousness, it retreats. But when money is welcomed with clarity, purpose, and joy, it multiplies. It seeks expansion, and it loves those who use it well. This does not mean you must be perfect. It means you must be awake. You must ask your money to serve your highest good, and then guide it with love. Generosity is one of the highest frequencies of abundance. Not forced giving, not giving from guilt, but joyful circulation. When you give with the belief that more is always coming, you create a vacuum that must be filled. This is not loss, it is expansion. Every dollar given with love returns multiplied. But if you give with resentment or fear, you block the flow. Likewise, if you hoard from lack, you signal that the universe is not to be trusted. And the universe always reflects your trust. There is no shortage in truth. The appearance of lack is a distortion of perception. Just as clouds may hide the sun, fear may hide the infinite supply. But the sun remains, and so does supply. You must learn to see beyond the visible and live from the unseen. The fact that you desire wealth is proof that wealth already exists for you. Desire is a seed, and the supply is the soil. The question is never, is there enough? The question is, am I aligned with it? Money flows where purpose lives. When your actions are infused with intention, when your work is aligned with service, when your life becomes a vessel for good, money is drawn like a magnet. You do not chase it, it finds you. Because money loves purpose. It seeks containers that are strong enough to hold it and pure enough to channel it. You do not need to perform or compete. You need only to be true to your gift and let money follow that truth. Judgment blocks flow. If you resent the wealthy, you subconsciously resist becoming one of them. If you envy what others have, you affirm your own lack. You cannot become what you secretly condemn. Instead, bless wealth wherever you see it. Celebrate evidence of abundance. Let every success story expand your belief in what is possible. The world is not a pie with limited slices. It is a river that flows without end, and there is a current with your name on it. You must also examine how you treat yourself, for self-worth and net worth are closely linked. If you undervalue your time, your gifts, or your presence, the world will echo that undervaluing. If you settle for less, you signal the universe that less is acceptable. But when you honor yourself, gently, humbly, but fully, you become a steward of wealth. You become someone who can receive and hold the blessing of money without fear or shame. The spiritual and the material are not enemies, they are partners. The divine expresses through form, and money is one of those forms. There is nothing unholy about financial wealth when it is used with integrity. Money in the hands of the awakened becomes a force for healing, elevation, and peace. It builds, feeds, protects, uplifts. Your desire for it is not selfish. It is a call to participate more fully in life's possibilities. But the door is open not by outer demand, but by inner permission. You are not waiting for money. Money is waiting for you to align. It is waiting for your vibration to match the receiving mode. It is waiting for you to stop begging, stop doubting, and start embodying. It is waiting for you to become the version of yourself who already has what you want. When you become that person in consciousness, your physical world has no choice but to conform. You do not need to know how. The how is not your job. The how belongs to the unseen intelligence that responds to your vibration. Your job is to feel, believe, and act as if the outcome is certain. To trust the laws more than appearances. To lean into faith when fear tempts you to shrink. To stay in gratitude even when the evidence is scarce. Because gratitude is not a reaction, it is a magnetic force. It aligns you with the frequency of receiving. Money flows where love leads. Not romantic love, but divine love. The kind that honors your own worth and the worth of others. The kind that gives from overflow, receives with grace, and multiplies what is given. You do not worship money, but you do not reject it either. You understand its place. You see it as an ally, not a god. A tool, not a master. And from this balance you rise in freedom, in confidence, and in truth. Beloved, we stand at the doorway of a season radiant with promise. For September ushers in a tide of abundance that flows swiftly and surely. Large sums are coming, and they come not as a trickle but as a river overflowing its banks. Life itself is a great giver, always seeking to pour blessings upon those who open their hands in faith and expectation. The mind that believes in lack sees only scarcity, yet the soul attuned to divine supply beholds harvest where others see emptiness. September is not simply a month upon the calendar. It is an emblem of fruition, the gathering in of that which has been planted long before. When one lives in harmony with divine law, every need is met before it is spoken, and every desire of the heart is already answered in the invisible. Large sums come not by striving, nor by anxious labor, but by alignment with the infinite source. It is the invisible currents that carry our ships into harbors of prosperity. To doubt these currents is to anchor in shallow waters, but to trust them is to sail forth boldly, knowing the tide is already set in our favor. September whispers of trust fulfilled, of promises ripened, of treasures that have waited patiently to reveal themselves. Money is not a cold and distant thing. It is energy, alive, responsive, eager to serve the soul that calls it forth without fear or hesitation. When we speak words of faith, we command this energy into form, shaping it into the currency of opportunity, the security of provision, the joy of unexpected gifts. Large sums are coming, and they come easily, for nothing resists the one who stands firm in the knowing that supply is endless. As the leaves turn golden, so too does the field of consciousness turn to gold, reflecting the richness already within. Many look to September as the closing of a season, yet in truth it is a great opening. The air shifts, and with it the vibration of plenty moves more swiftly into manifestation. The heart that has long prepared in silence will find itself rewarded with sudden harvest. Large sums appear through avenues unimagined, through channels never considered, through doors that seem to open of their own accord. The universe delights in surprising the expectant soul, delivering abundance in ways that leave no doubt of divine orchestration. Fear says, "It cannot be done," but faith replies, "It is already done." The coming of large sums is not a future promise but a present reality awaiting recognition. Just as fruit ripens unseen before it appears on the branch, so too has supply already been prepared in the unseen, waiting for the moment of unveiling. September is that unveiling, the month when the invisible becomes visible, when the long-awaited supply steps forth boldly into the light of our lives. Large sums are coming, not by chance but by law, and the law cannot fail. Large sums flow by divine law, not struggle. This truth overturns the common belief that wealth must be wrestled from the world through constant toil, worry, and endless striving. The human mind, conditioned by centuries of fear, often equates abundance with hard labor, with long hours, with sacrifice and depletion. Yet the divine design was never built upon exhaustion. The law of supply is as certain as the law of gravity, and once understood, it functions with ease and precision, bringing prosperity to those who align with it. Struggle is a distortion, a fog created by the belief in separation from the source. When one believes they are disconnected from the infinite reservoir, they cling to effort as though it were the only rope holding them to survival. But survival is not the divine promise, fulfillment is. Plenty is not earned in sweat alone but in thought, in spoken word, in alignment with the universal law that says abundance flows where faith abides. To understand this law, one must first recognize that the universe is ordered, not chaotic. Every leaf on a tree unfolds according to pattern. Every wave upon the shore follows rhythm. Every star holds to its orbit. There is no strain in this perfection. The sun does not struggle to rise. The river does not wrestle to flow. The seed does not agonize to break forth from the soil. Life is sustained by effortless law, and abundance is part of that law. Money, wealth, opportunities, resources, all are streams within the great river of supply. They are not generated by frantic pursuit, but drawn into one's experience by magnetic alignment with truth. Just as a magnet pulls iron without effort, so too does the soul aligned with divine law draw wealth without strain. The false belief that one must chase money, beg for it, manipulate for it, or fear its absence, places the individual outside the rhythm of law. But the one who sees that abundance is already guaranteed, who affirms that large sums are flowing here and now, steps into the stream where wealth naturally rushes forth. Struggle is often celebrated in the world as noble, yet it is a sign of disconnection from law. The ant builds its hill without despair. The bee gathers nectar without complaint. The planet spins without resistance. The same ease that governs creation governs prosperity. When one holds thoughts of fear, lack, and limitation, the flow is dammed. But when one releases fear and rests in the knowing that divine law is unfailing, the dam breaks and abundance pours forth in torrents. The effort required is not physical strain but mental discipline, the watchfulness to guard thought and word against the poison of doubt. The struggle most people endure is not with the outer world, but with their own inner disbelief. They toil outwardly because they cannot yet believe inwardly. But once faith becomes established, outer toil fades, replaced by inspired action. Action that feels light, guided, and fruitful. This is the difference between working against the tide and sailing with it. Large sums flow by divine law because supply is infinite. Just as the ocean cannot be emptied by 1,000 vessels drawing water at once, so too the divine reservoir cannot be diminished by the demands of millions. Every soul is connected to this endless source, and lack exists only in perception, never in reality. Struggle arises when individuals fight over appearances, clinging to the illusion that resources are scarce. Yet when one understands the law, they see that wealth does not come from limited appearances, but from the unseen source, the origin of all. To depend solely upon visible channels is to invite worry, for channels dry up and change. But to depend upon law is to stand secure, for the law never alters. Large sums may arrive through jobs, through gifts, through opportunities, through channels beyond imagination, but the channel is never the supply. The law is the supply. To struggle for money is to cling to channels. To align with law is to rest in the certainty that new channels will always open. The law works through belief, through spoken word, through expectation. When one affirms with unwavering conviction that large sums of money are flowing to them, the law is set in motion. Struggle is eliminated because there is no need to force manifestation into being. It is already being drawn by the vibration of faith. Just as a seed planted in good soil cannot help but grow, so too does affirmation planted in faith produce its harvest. The seed does not struggle to become a tree, it unfolds naturally according to law. So does wealth unfold naturally when planted in the soil of belief. The world may scoff and insist that only toil produces riches, but the one who understands law knows that toil without faith leads only to more toil, while faith without struggle draws effortless supply. Consider how often wealth comes unexpectedly, not through calculated strain but through unforeseen avenues. An inheritance, a gift, a chance opportunity, a sudden promotion, a creative idea. These are demonstrations of divine law at work, moving beyond human planning to deliver what is needed. Struggle could never have orchestrated such blessings, only alignment could. Large sums flow by divine law, and often they arrive suddenly, as though from nowhere, to remind the soul that supply is never earned, only received. To earn suggests conditionality, but divine law is unconditional, as steady as the rising sun, as sure as the tide. One must release the belief that money comes by suffering. That belief has bound humanity for centuries, keeping men and women in chains of endless labor, believing themselves unworthy of ease. Yet divine law delights in ease. It is not lazy ease, not idleness, but the ease of harmony, of right action flowing from faith. Struggle drains energy, while alignment replenishes it. Struggle speaks of fear, alignment speaks of confidence. Large sums flow when the soul rests in this confidence, when it knows without doubt that supply is present, flowing, and abundant. To struggle is to resist, to align is to allow. The difference is as great as night and day, for one leads to exhaustion, the other to fulfillment. September marks harvest and fruition. This sacred month carries with it the vibration of gathering, of reaping what has long been sown, of seeing invisible seeds take shape in visible form. Life itself is built upon the principle of cycles, and September is the cycle of manifestation, the time when intentions planted in faith begin to ripen into tangible blessings. The farmer does not despair when he sows his seed, for he trusts the soil, the rain, and the sun. He knows the harvest will come in its appointed season. Likewise, those who plant thoughts of abundance, words of prosperity, and actions of faith throughout the year find September rich with reward. It is not merely the turning of the leaves, nor the cooling of the air, but the spiritual symbolism of harvest, the culmination of unseen forces working together to bring forth visible supply. Fruition is the natural outcome of alignment with law. Nothing appears out of season, every manifestation has its time. September whispers that the time has come, that the waiting is over, that the field once bare now bears fruit in abundance. This is not the moment of planting, nor the moment of tilling the soil, but the moment of gathering. Many labor tirelessly, believing they must force their blessings into existence, yet when aligned with divine timing, the harvest comes with ease. Just as apples ripen on the branch without strain, so too do opportunities ripen before our eyes when we stand in faith. September carries the vibration of readiness, of completion, of the invisible made visible. What was once only a vision, an affirmation, a prayer spoken in the silence, now steps forth boldly into the physical world, clothed in form, ready to be received. Harvest does not come to all alike, for it reveals only what has been sown. Those who have planted fear, doubt, and complaint may reap disappointment, while those who have planted faith, gratitude, and expectancy reap abundance. The law cannot be mocked, it returns to each according to their planting. September is a mirror, reflecting back the sum of thought, word, and deed. Yet it also offers a merciful lesson, for even a disappointing harvest awakens the soul to plant differently for the seasons ahead. Fruition is both a reward and a teacher, reminding us that every moment of thought is a seed, and every seed bears fruit in its appointed time. Thus September does not merely bring riches, it brings understanding, showing clearly the link between inner belief and outer experience. In the language of nature, harvest is abundance overflowing. The fields yield more than enough, the baskets strain under the weight of gathered fruit, the barns swell with grain. This imagery is not accidental, it is divine symbolism. Life does not give sparingly, it gives lavishly, extravagantly, pressed down and running over. Fruition is not a meager handful but an overflowing storehouse. September teaches that supply is generous by nature, and when aligned with law, one need never fear lack. The same law that multiplies a single seed into a harvest multiplies a single affirmation into a flow of abundance. Large sums, new opportunities, restored health, joyful relationships, all of these can be harvested when faith has been consistently planted. September is the evidence that nothing planted in truth has been lost, that every good seed produces its rightful return. Fruition carries with it the fragrance of surprise. The farmer plants his crop, yet often the harvest exceeds expectation. So too does the spiritual harvest. What one receives in September may be greater than what was envisioned, arriving through channels unforeseen, bearing blessings unimagined. Divine law delights in multiplying the harvest, adding increase to every good seed. A small act of faith may yield a great return. A single spoken word of affirmation may bring a torrent of provision. A quiet belief may draw forth large sums of money in unexpected ways. Fruition always surpasses the seed, for the seed contains potential far beyond its appearance. A single acorn contains within it not only a tree but an entire forest. Likewise, a single affirmation of abundance contains within it not only provision for today, but wealth for generations. September reminds us of the hidden potential in every seed, of the greatness contained in even the smallest act of faith. Harvest is also joy, the joy of seeing the fruits of labor, the joy of holding in one's hand what was once only held in imagination. September is a celebration, not of effort alone, but of trust rewarded, of patience fulfilled, of divine law proving itself faithful. This joy is not shallow. It is the deep gladness that comes from knowing that the universe is ordered, that supply is certain, that nothing good is ever lost. The farmer may dance in his field, the gatherer may sing as she fills her basket, for both know the faithfulness of law. Likewise, the soul rejoices when fruition comes, for it feels the certainty of divine promise. Joy itself is a magnet, drawing even more abundance into the field of experience, for gratitude multiplies what is received. September is therefore not only the month of receiving, but the month of rejoicing, of magnifying blessings by the energy of thanksgiving. To mark harvest is to recognize divine timing. Many grow weary in the waiting, forgetting that every seed has its appointed hour. Yet September shows that nothing is delayed, it only ripens according to law. The apple does not ripen in spring, nor does the grain mature in winter. To demand fruition before its time is to invite disappointment, but to rest in patience is to be rewarded with abundance. September teaches trust in divine timing, reminding us that everything unfolds in perfect sequence, that no good thing is ever withheld, that every rightful desire finds expression at the appointed hour. The impatience of summer yields to the satisfaction of fall, and the waiting soul finds its fulfillment. Fruition is also completeness. September gathers the scattered energies of the year into a single moment of realization. What began as thought has now become form. What was invisible has become visible. What was hoped for has become tangible. This completeness is a divine seal, a confirmation that the law works unfailingly, that faith is never wasted, that every good intention bears fruit in its time. September is the month when this completeness is felt most deeply, when the cycle is fulfilled, and the soul knows with certainty that abundance is real, constant and secure. Money is living energy responsive to faith. It is not cold, lifeless paper nor static numbers written in ledgers, but a vibrant current that flows like electricity, eager to move, eager to serve, eager to manifest wherever belief allows. To many, money appears inert, as though it must be forced from the world through endless effort, bargaining, or struggle. Yet in truth, it is a dynamic expression of universal substance, infused with the same creative vitality that animates the stars, the rivers, and the breath of life itself. Money, like all energy, responds not to fear, doubt, or clinging, but to clarity, confidence, and expectancy. Where there is faith, money gathers. Where there is fear, it scatters. Where there is joy, it multiplies. Where there is complaint, it contracts. To understand this is to step into harmony with the law of supply. For one then ceases to treat money as a cruel master and begins to command it as a faithful servant. Faith is the magnetic force that directs this living energy. Just as a magnet draws iron without strain, so too does faith draw money from the unseen into the seen. One need not chase money endlessly, for that is the behavior of one who believes money is outside their control. But the soul that stands in faith knows that money is obedient, that it listens, that it takes shape according to the mold of belief. When one speaks words of certainty, large sums of money are now flowing to me freely and abundantly. The energy of money stirs, quickens, and rushes to obey. It does not question, it does not delay, it simply responds to the vibration of conviction. Doubt, however, weakens the signal, scattering energy like seeds blown to the wind. Faith concentrates, gathers, directs, while doubt disperses and withholds. This is why two people in identical circumstances may experience vastly different outcomes. One aligns with money as responsive energy, the other treats it as a rigid obstacle. Faith opens the gates, fear closes them. Money is not moral or immoral, it is neutral, awaiting the command of thought and word. In the hands of fear, it dwindles, for fear cannot hold what it distrusts. In the hands of greed, it slips away, for greed repels by clinging too tightly. But in the hands of faith, it flourishes, for faith is expansive and generous. Money mirrors the consciousness of its possessor. If one believes it is scarce, it behaves as scarce. If one believes it flows easily, it behaves as flowing. If one blesses money, it multiplies. If one curses it, it diminishes. This is why faith is essential. Faith sets the tone. Faith determines the pattern. Faith shapes the outcome. Money is not a distant power dictating terms to humanity. It is a servant awaiting direction. The question is not whether money will respond, but what command it has been given. Faith commands increase, fear commands decrease. The living nature of money is evident in how it moves. It is never stagnant but always in circulation. It moves from hand to hand, from account to account, from nation to nation, like blood flowing through the veins of the world. To hoard it in fear is to dam the current, and a dammed river breeds stagnation. To release it with confidence is to keep the current alive, ensuring its return multiplied. Those who give in faith never lack, for they understand that money, like energy, seeks circulation. It returns to its source, magnified by its journey. But those who grip it in fear find it slipping away, for money resists bondage. Faith knows that release is not loss but expansion, that every outflow invites an inflow, that giving is the proof of trust and the magnet of return. Money thrives where it is treated as living energy, not as a lifeless possession to be buried away. Faith transforms the relationship with money from pursuit to partnership. The fearful chase after it, pleading for its favor, believing themselves at its mercy. But the faithful command it, speak to it, bless it, and watch it respond. Faith does not beg for money, it affirms it. Faith does not say, I need, it says, I have. Faith does not wonder if money will come. It knows money is already on its way, already present in the unseen, already responsive to the vibration of belief. Just as light responds instantly when a switch is flipped, money responds instantly to the switch of faith. The manifestation may take form through channels, jobs, opportunities, gifts, unexpected avenues, but the energy is already moving the moment faith is spoken. Money, like all energy, obeys the command it receives without hesitation. This truth dissolves the illusion of chance or luck. Money does not arrive by accident, nor does it disappear by coincidence. It flows according to law, responding precisely to the consciousness of the individual. One who holds thoughts of constant lack will find lack multiplied. One who holds thoughts of continual supply will find supply multiplied. The difference is not in the outer world, but in the inner vibration. Faith is the key that turns the invisible into the visible, the unseen into the seen. Without faith, money appears capricious, unpredictable, untrustworthy. With faith, money reveals its true nature as obedient, dependable, and abundant. Just as a gardener trusts the soil to yield fruit when seeds are planted, the faithful trust the universe to yield money when affirmations are spoken. Both operate by the same principle: what is planted inwardly must manifest outwardly. Faith also purifies the motives surrounding money. When one understands money as living energy, they cease to fear it, worship it, or despise it. They see it as a servant, not a master. They see it as a means, not an end. They see it as a symbol of divine provision, not as a source of identity or worth. This clarity allows money to flow freely, unburdened by the weight of superstition or false belief. Money is not to be chased nor resisted, but embraced as part of the great stream of life. Faith allows one to bless money, to welcome it joyfully, to use it wisely, and to release it confidently, knowing it always returns. The energy of money thrives where it is honored, respected, and treated as alive. Money is living energy, and it delights in movement, expansion, and multiplication. It does not shrink in the presence of faith. It grows. It does not retreat before confidence, it advances. It does not hide from gratitude, it reveals itself. Faith is the current that directs this energy, and without it, money drifts aimlessly, appearing scarce or absent. With faith, money becomes abundant, present, and obedient. To see money in this way is to dissolve struggle, to replace fear with certainty, to step into harmony with divine law. Faith is the language money understands, the command it obeys, the vibration it responds to without fail. Supply exists first in the unseen, then manifests. The visible world is only the final expression of an invisible order, a shadow cast by the eternal light of spirit. Every form, every object, every sum of money, every opportunity is first born in the realm of thought, imagination, and vibration before it appears in tangible substance. What we see with our physical eyes is simply the harvest of what has been cultivated in the invisible. To believe only in appearances is to live as one who stares at the fruit but forgets the seed. To understand that supply exists first in the unseen is to place confidence in the origin of all manifestation, knowing that the invisible always precedes and governs the visible. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. Without faith, the unseen remains intangible and unrealized potential. With faith, the unseen takes shape, crystallizing into experiences, possessions, and events. This is why faith is called the evidence of things not seen, for it is the certainty that what exists invisibly must inevitably appear. The farmer who plants a seed cannot see the plant in its fullness, yet he knows it exists already within the seed, waiting only for time and nourishment to reveal it. So it is with supply. The wealth, the health, the opportunities, the love, all are contained in the unseen seed of spirit, waiting for faith to call them forth. Supply is not created when it appears, it is only revealed. The manifestation is simply the unveiling of what was already true in the invisible. To live in alignment with this law is to cease worrying over appearances. The world may declare lack, the bank account may appear empty. The opportunities may seem absent, yet in the unseen the supply is full, abundant, and overflowing. The physical eyes may see desert, but the spiritual vision perceives the wellspring beneath. Those who cling to appearances panic and despair, but those who know the unseen rest in calm assurance. They speak as if it were already done, for in truth it is. They affirm abundance while others lament scarcity, and soon their faith clothes the unseen with visible form. Supply cannot be denied, for it already exists. The only question is whether one will align with it in thought, word, and expectation. Every thought is a seed planted in the unseen. Words water these seeds, and feelings provide the sunlight that nourishes them. In time, the invisible planting becomes visible harvest. This is why careless words and fearful thoughts bring forth lack, while affirmations of abundance bring forth prosperity. The law does not discriminate, it simply reproduces what is planted. If one sows fear, the unseen responds with scarcity made visible. If one sows faith, the unseen responds with supply made visible. The invisible is the womb of creation, and it faithfully delivers whatever it is given to carry. The wise therefore guard their thoughts, speak words of life, and expect only good, knowing that the unseen will take their inner pattern and cast it into form. Supply is not limited by the channels through which it manifests. A paycheck, a client, a gift, an idea. These are merely vehicles, not the source. The source is always the unseen, the infinite substance that fills all things. To confuse the channel with the source is to live in fear, for channels change. Jobs may end, businesses may shift, relationships may alter. But the unseen supply never diminishes, never wavers, never fails. When one channel closes, the unseen source simply opens another. To rest in the unseen is to never fear loss, for the flow is eternal. Supply is like water underground, invisible to the eye but certain and abundant. The well may dry in one place, but the spring continues to flow, waiting to be tapped in another. The faith-filled do not cling to channels. They remain attuned to the unseen source that creates new avenues of provision. The manifestation of supply is often sudden, as though appearing out of nowhere, but in truth it was always present in the unseen. It is like the moment a bud bursts into flower. To the casual eye, the flower seems to have appeared in a single day, yet in reality it was forming quietly, invisibly, long before it opened. So it is with money, opportunities, and blessings. They form in the unseen, called forth by affirmation and faith, until one day they emerge into visibility. The world calls it sudden fortune or luck, but those who understand know it is the inevitable blossoming of seeds long planted in the unseen. Nothing appears by accident, everything unfolds according to law. This principle frees the soul from fear and struggle. There is no need to chase supply frantically, for it already exists. There is no need to force outcomes, for they are already forming invisibly. The work is not in striving outwardly but in aligning inwardly. To affirm abundance, to visualize prosperity, to give thanks for supply unseen is the true labor, and it is a labor of faith, not of strain. Just as the seed does not push the soil with panic, but unfolds steadily according to its pattern, so too do blessings emerge naturally when faith is steady. The unseen is always at work, whether one perceives it or not. To trust this is to find peace even in apparent lack, for one knows lack is only temporary appearance, never eternal truth. The unseen is abundant beyond measure. Every idea, every invention, every opportunity, every form of wealth already exists in potential, waiting to be drawn forth. Supply is not created out of nothing, it is revealed from the inexhaustible storehouse of spirit. When one calls upon this storehouse with confidence, it responds. When one doubts, it waits, for doubt withholds the call. Faith is the key that unlocks the treasury of the unseen, and gratitude is the hand that receives it. Those who understand this principle are never shaken by temporary appearances, for they know the unseen is always richer than the seen, always fuller, always ready to overflow into manifestation. Supply exists first in the unseen, then manifests. To know this is to live in calm expectancy, never doubting, never fearing, always affirming, always receiving. The visible world is but a shadow, the unseen is the substance. One who places their trust in appearances will always be unsettled, for appearances shift like sand. But one who places their trust in the unseen stands secure, for the unseen is eternal, inexhaustible, and sure. Every blessing, every sum of money, every opportunity has its roots in the invisible, and faith is the bridge by which it steps forth into the light of day. Fear blocks abundance. Faith unlocks it. Fear is the great wall that rises between the soul and its supply, shutting off the flow of good that is already prepared and waiting. It whispers lies of limitation, telling us that there is not enough, that opportunities are scarce, that wealth belongs to others but not to us. Fear creates shadows where there is light, deserts where there are rivers, emptiness where there is fullness. It paralyzes the mind, narrows vision, and shuts the heart. In the presence of fear, abundance is withheld, not because supply has diminished, but because fear has closed the door of acceptance. The universe is ever ready to pour blessings, yet fear clutches tight, refusing to receive, refusing to believe, refusing to allow. Faith, however, swings wide the door. Where fear contracts, faith expands. Where fear doubts, faith affirms. Where fear resists, faith allows. Faith is the golden key that unlocks the treasure house, inviting abundance to flow freely and without obstruction. Fear operates by creating false images. It paints pictures of failure, loss, poverty, and disappointment, and the mind, believing these images, projects them into experience. It is not the external world that limits abundance, but the inner theater of fear playing its illusions. When one rehearses worry day after day, the energy of creation is directed toward lack, and the invisible begins to mold itself accordingly. Fear is a magnet for what it dreads. It calls forth scarcity because it believes in scarcity. It invites loss because it expects loss. The law of mind does not discriminate, it simply produces in accordance with belief. Fear is belief inverted, faith placed in the wrong direction. It is faith in absence, faith in lack, faith in failure. What one fears most is often what one experiences, not because life is cruel, but because law is precise. The mind has been given creative power, and it brings forth what it continually dwells upon. Faith, by contrast, creates true images. It sees abundance where none is visible. It hears opportunity where silence seems to reign. It feels security where appearances suggest risk. Faith holds these images steadily, refusing to waver, until the invisible becomes visible. Faith is magnetic to good, drawing it forth in exact proportion to belief. Where fear blocks, faith releases. Where fear binds, faith frees. Faith does not beg for abundance, it knows abundance is already present in the unseen. It affirms, it expects, it rejoices, and in doing so, it aligns the individual with the law of supply. Just as a key turns a lock with ease, faith unlocks doors that fear keeps shut. The wealth, the opportunities, the large sums of money, the open doors, they all exist already in potential. Faith calls them into manifestation. Fear drives them away. Fear is a contraction of spirit, a tightening that says, there is not enough. Faith is an expansion. an opening that declares, there is more than enough. The difference is vast, yet subtle, for both operate inwardly long before results are seen outwardly. When fear is entertained, the body feels it: tension, heaviness, restlessness. These are signals that the flow of abundance is being obstructed. When faith is embraced, the body responds with ease, lightness, and vitality. These are signs that the channel is clear and the flow of good is unhindered. One can test this principle at any moment. Think fearful thoughts of lack and notice how heavy the spirit feels. Then speak words of faith and abundance, and observe how quickly energy shifts. The inner state determines the outer flow, and faith is the state that aligns with plenty. Fear often disguises itself as caution, realism, or practicality, yet beneath the mask it is still disbelief. It says, be careful, for there may not be enough, or, do not expect too much, lest you be disappointed. Such thoughts sound wise to the world, but they are chains that bind abundance. Faith is the courage to expect lavishly, to affirm boldly, to believe in unseen supply even when appearances contradict. Faith does not deny appearances, but it refuses to be ruled by them. It looks beyond the immediate to the eternal, beyond the visible to the invisible, beyond the limited to the limitless. Where fear whispers, what if it doesn't happen? Faith proclaims, it is already happening. This certainty unlocks abundance, for the universe responds not to hesitation but to conviction. Fear hoards, believing that to give is to lose. Faith releases, knowing that to give is to multiply. Fear clings tightly to every coin, terrified it will not return. Faith opens the hand, trusting that every outflow invites an inflow. Fear measures and counts, living in constant calculation. Faith rests and rejoices, living in expectancy. The fearful heart sees money as scarce and fleeting, and so it slips away. The faithful heart sees money as abundant and circulating, and so it increases. Fear builds walls, faith builds channels. Fear says, hold on tightly. Faith says, let it flow. Where fear blocks, faith unlocks, and the abundance of life rushes in to fill every need. Fear cannot coexist with gratitude, for gratitude is the language of faith. Gratitude says, I already have, I already am provided for, I already live in abundance. This attitude unlocks greater supply, for the law multiplies what is praised. Fear, by contrast, complains, criticizes, and laments, and thus multiplies what it despises. To shift from fear to faith is to shift from complaint to gratitude, from lack to plenty, from blockage to flow. Gratitude transforms the heart, dissolving fear and amplifying faith, until abundance becomes natural. Every word of thanks is a declaration of faith, every act of appreciation a key that unlocks more good. Fear weakens vision. It causes one to see only obstacles, problems, and closed doors. Faith sharpens vision. It reveals opportunities, solutions, and open pathways. Fear blinds the eye to what is possible, but faith opens it wide to endless possibilities. Where one person sees impossibility, another, guided by faith, sees divine provision. The difference is not in the world, but in the lens through which it is viewed. Fear looks through the lens of scarcity and finds it everywhere. Faith looks through the lens of abundance and discovers it in every place, in every circumstance, in every season. This is why two individuals can face the same situation, one failing miserably under the weight of fear, the other prospering gloriously by the power of faith. Fear is resistance to divine law, while faith is alignment with it. The law of abundance flows ceaselessly, like a great river, yet fear dams the current. Faith removes the dam and allows the river to rush forward with power. Fear believes in separation, as though one were cut off from source. Faith believes in unity, knowing that one is never apart from the infinite supply. Fear says, I am alone. Faith says, I am sustained. Fear says, it may not happen. Faith says, it cannot fail. The difference is life-changing, for one contracts the soul, while the other expands it into limitless supply. Fear blocks abundance, faith unlocks it. This principle governs every area of life: money, relationships, health, and opportunity. Fear keeps doors closed, faith opens them. Fear binds, faith liberates. Fear drains energy, faith empowers. Fear builds lack, faith builds prosperity. To choose fear is to choose limitation. To choose faith is to choose expansion. Fear is the shadow. Faith is the light. Fear believes in absence. Faith believes in presence. Fear prepares for loss. Faith prepares for increase. The one who lives in fear experiences constant barriers, but the one who lives in faith walks through doors that swing wide with ease.